You guys are live.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Smiley's Garden. I'm here with TDog, the artist, and I'm filling in for Eagle Gardens while he is finishing up. He'll be with us here in a little bit. But I'm kicking off the show. Wanted to welcome everybody in. TDog, good to see you, man. Fucking awesome to see you.
Good to see you, Happy. How's everybody doing out there? So, everybody smoking? Is it the Sunday night chill?
It is the Sunday
night.
With
TDog and with Happy, and Eagle will be here.
Smiley. But I am
so
happy.
The new chapter, here we are, you know, it's the new chapter. We're waiting to get out into the world.
Yeah, man. What's been new? Did you make it to Hash Bash this year? Or?
Well, you know what? I did not go. I did definitely watch the entire virtual Hash Bash, and that's something I think was kind of cool in a way, because you know, I became a captive audience. I was working, I was drawing that day, and I just had my phone up and I watched. It was like they did like 3 or 4 hours of a virtual show, and a lot of good people came on. A lot of stuff, you know, didn't quite work, but you know, DJ Short came on. He spoke for a while. I really love the man's, you know, attitude. I kind of go with his vibration about things. But I agreed. I kind of will reiterate a little bit what DJ said, was just about, you know, the reality of things is I think, you know, people are getting vaccinated, things are, you know, starting moving in the direction. I see, you know, by the fall, you know, things will start picking up back to speed with events and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'll get it. I think that's going to get everybody in. I mean, like,
but I think we got to wait a little bit. I think we got not wait, meaning not go to events now, but I think we still got to be smart. You know, yeah. It's not like just back to normal. I got vaccinated because I took one. I took it for the team. It's not like I'm a big vaxxer, but you know, I want to see family out of state. I got 2 new little grandnieces and grandnephews I want to go see, and
yeah, man, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, not to even be political, I just feel like there's a huge energy. You know, just everybody's summer got kind of canceled last year, and now it's like we're coming into spring, and it's like there's this huge energy to just want to get out and do stuff. You know, like we want to go do stuff.
I honestly, it's not being the dirty old man that I am, but I do. I miss being out hugging people and seeing people, and you know, just being in because the community is about being social, and. You know, we're doing our best to survive the, you know, the darkness right now. But I think, you know, I've lived long enough. You just keep on doing what you're doing.
Stay optimistic.
I definitely want to promote this. That's been great with the pandemic because it happened for me. So I had stopped growing for a while, a long time, over 10 years. And it was like I didn't need to, because I had a community, I had friends that were bringing the fire, you know, so there was no need to grow. And then the pandemic hit, and it was like, and the lockdown and things like that. And it wasn't so much because of the lockdown that I thought to grow. It's just like I needed something to do. I said, oh, hell yeah. So I started it last March, and it's just like I got my little grow, and it's the best thing I could have done for myself. I mean,
That's
being
cool.
back with the plants, I didn't know how much I missed. You know, it's not like I wasn't with plants. I'd be visiting people, and I'd be having my face in every bud there was. But it's just something to have your own ladies to take care of, you know?
Mm-hmm. I was just going to ask you that. Did you remember it? And like, oh, man, I remember missing this.
Well, it's funny because that's why I want to promote everybody out there to start growing again. Because, you know, one, I mean, there's many reasons why, but the main reason is just, you know, the sanctuary being with the plant, knowing the plant, you know?
Yeah, I totally do, man. It's a cool connection, and it's hard to explain until you do it. You know, I mean, it's just such a neat thing, and I get enjoyment from new growers just because I think it's like that little kid experience where they're like when you take a little toddler, you've been to the zoo 100 times or whatever in your life, you know,
right?
Nothing new to you, but you take little kids. Why? Because it's so new to them. you get to experience that new feeling through the look on their face and through the excitement. Look at this, look at that, you know. And it's kind of that way with
Passion.
the grower too. They're just like every little bit of it's so cool, and it just like kind of brings that spark back to you. You know, it's like
Well, that's what's been so great about me, because in a way I'm kind of not so much the toddler, but it's funny because I stopped, you know, me being old school, we would throw a bean in the ground. There was no internet to find out, you know. I guess you could have been a nerd and gone to the library and tried to learn as much as you could, but it was pretty much just throwing the bean in the ground and growing it, you know. And then when I came back to it these last 10 years, it's like, just the knowledge I've picked up here and there. Oh my God. It's just been great, you know. And it's not even so much I've latched onto a certain philosophy. I just listen to everybody, and I just listen to their love and passion for the plant. And then I hear the little things and I go, that sounds good to me, you know, as far as, you know, how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But let's make the world greener, people.
I dig that. Yeah, man. No, and
You
it is
know?
too. To me, it's really cool because like it's easy for us to take it for granted how easy it is to communicate and get information.
Right.
Like, "Hey, I got this going on or whatever." But you know, back in the day, yeah, there wasn't that. You had to grind. You had to, you know, buddy up or find somebody or have you know what I mean, a cool forum you could work with or something. So
Right.
and
No,
I'm not
and
better, you know.
yeah. And I was listening to Medical Mondays the other day, and what they were talking about is this. I think for all of us, and I'm going to say this to everybody, is just to have a little more guts to talk about it and not keep it in the closet, you know, out in public and things like that. You know, they spoke of a moment, and I have found it true for me, is like the best moments I've had to normalize situations where I can normalize this way of life that it is. It's not, you know, a drug. It's a way of life. That's what it is. And it's just, it has to come out. People have to see that it's a way of life for people. But what I'm saying is, like, I'll be in an airport, and they spoke of it too. It's like, you kind of got a captive audience. I remember I was in an airplane where a guy started talking to me. We're coming back from, I can't remember which festival it was. And I had my shirt on. Oh, by the way, a little shout out for Midnight Roots. This is the design I did for him, the smoking catfish. Oh, hell yes.
Yeah. That's sweet, man.
So I was wearing some shirt, and usually it's funny. I take my weed guy off my hat when I go through the airport. He comes off. I can take him off. Okay. It's not that, whatever. So, but I started talking to the guy in the airplane, and he was actually in the seat behind me. So I stood up in the aisle and kind of leaned on the seat, and we started talking about weed and everything. And I'm telling you, the whole plane was full, and I know everybody that was earshot of me was listening to every fucking word. So, and it was cool because there, I can carry a good speech. I'm not like just some crazy stoner, and I was like talking about it like it was normal, man. And it was just fucking. I love that. I love that when that happens. So
yeah, it is cool, man. Especially when it's more open. There's a guy that, man, I forgot to say what number show it was. It's 370 tonight is the episode, and and I'm drawing a blank on the name, but there was one of the guys that was on and did an interview, and he was talking about how he was in pipe fitters, and he ended up getting it through his union, so they no longer drug test for cannabis through his union or whatever. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man, that's awesome right there. Like, it's finally like normalized. Like, they ain't gonna sweat you for drinking, and they're not gonna sweat you for that either. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be, you know?
And that's where I want to see this whole thing of education coming out about the medicine, because nobody knows enough. You know, they just hear CBD, they hear, but they don't know anything. And that's why we got to talk to people and just kind of educate a little bit here and there. I mean, I hear the stories here and there. My buddy just said, my mom, former military, would never touch the stuff. And he's kind of slowly but surely now, she's like, eating edibles a little bit here and there to help her knee pain. you know, and she's cool about it. And she even said to him, because he moved back in with her, she said, listen, if you want to grow, you can grow. It was like, so people are getting it, you know?
Yeah.
A little shout out for Hempwick. I've been doing this for about the last 7 years. Is if you're going to light your flower, don't use butane. Just use Hempwick, so you're not breathing any butane, man.
Yeah, it's a little cooler too, right? It burns a little cooler or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I swear to God, especially for my bong hits, I use the Hempwick because you're taking a longer draw. And ever since someone turned me onto the Hempwick, you know, the coughing has gone way down. And I'm also using,
That's cool.
I'm using a carbon filter. Have you heard of this mouthpiece?
What you got?
Well, it goes, you know, you've seen them. People wear them around their neck and they put them on a rig. Well, there's a little carbon filter that they sell that goes into that. Okay. I'm a little older. I want to take a little, you know, and you know, you are bringing smoke into your lungs, so why not make it as clean as possible? And it doesn't take anything away from the terps or the medicine, because I haven't noticed the difference at all.
That's cool.
And again, less coughing. So for anybody who has any kind of, you know, respiratory, you know, a little distress, but still need to smoke, because I think smoking is important to me, you know. And I've also read the knowledge that it's, you know, I'm not suggesting that, you know, smoking is great for your lungs, but they do say that the lungs do respond well to the cannabinoids, even with people with asthma. So,
well, I think there's something about the lung expansion that actually happens there too, you know, and it is a different scenario. There's a lot of tar and all that too in a joint.
well, that's what I'm saying. These filters take the tar out.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool way to go, man. Even on a joint, you can stuff a joint in it too.
It's funny. I don't smoke. I'm smoking a joint tonight. My wife's asleep, but I don't smoke as many joints. That's another thing that I miss about being out at the events and all. And because I always felt, and here, we can talk about something. My twotokes.com, that's my contest right now, is Two Tokes. And that's the name of my brand. And so when I came up with this idea for the giveaway, which is I'm giving away my art, you'll win a custom piece. You'll be able to, like, if you need a logo or if you want a caricature of yourself, that's the grand prize for the giveaway. You won't have to pay for my art. You'll get a prize. But I got sidetracked. What was I saying? So giveaway. See, we're stoned, man.
What do you got to do to make the giveaway?
So the Two Tokes. Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about Two Tokes. Puff, puff, pass. Getting back to the joint. So I go into an event. That's what I love about the joint. It's kind of like it's the connection for being social. Hey, man, you pass the joint. Whatever activity in our lives do we do that? Where you pass something to somebody and share it with them. And especially something like this, where it's like taking you to a lifted place, you know. It's a very, I find it very kind of, that's where I see that hemp can save the planet, not just from the points of cannabis and hemp and all that stuff, just the social aspect. You can disagree if you want. You can just be in the business. Man. Not you. I'm talking to the people out there.
It's true though. I was just trying to think, like, sharing a beer, you know what I'm saying? Like, you share a beer, and I guess with a pitcher and some of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's not really like some of the old
you share a beer because the other guy doesn't have a beer. You share the joint because that's what you do. You just, you know,
okay.
It's that puff, puff, pass. So the Two Tokes philosophy. So I've been asking people for the giveaway is just tell me, and you DM me for this answer. You tell me, what does Two Tokes mean to you? Now I'm getting awesome answers. I'm getting people with very clever answers. I'm going to give away Adam Dunn's answer because he came up with a good one. I go, because I was on the show, I go, Adam, what does Two Tokes mean to you? He goes, well, it's not good enough weed. Because you have to take Two Tokes.
Yeah. That's funny.
I said, no, that's not it. But people are telling me some really just heartfelt, like, you know, their real philosophy about how, come on, you've heard it across the board of how cannabis saves people's lives, man.
Yeah.
It does, whether it's the medicine itself, whether it's the change of career that's, you know, taking them, putting them in their wheelhouse.
Yeah, that was
You
me.
know,
There
you go. There you go. So
to it real fast.
So what was I haven't, I want to watch the replay, and I feel embarrassed to say Bleezy and Oli, if you're listening, because I sent them a tag to watch the show. But how was the Mendo Dope show?
It was awesome, man. They're so fucking cool.
They are, man.
Yeah, they're just easy ass dudes to hang out with, I think. I mean, I wasn't on the show, but you know what I mean? It's just anytime I've heard
Well, that's why I wanted, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're cool.
And I loved, because my artwork is behind them during the whole show. That was the art I did for them. It's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that was an honor and a pleasure, because, you know, they had been growing genetics, you know, whether it been Subcools or whoever's. And then when they finally had their signature strain, and when they came to me and asked me to design it, that was like, fucking hey, yeah, man. That was a real honor. I should have worn that one tonight. People have seen it, they know it.
Yeah. No, man, they've done a lot, accomplished a lot, and yeah, man, they're definitely down to earth still. You know what I mean? Just cool as fuck and down to earth.
I recommend everybody to, you know, get their music, because, you know, telling the tale of their lives and their music, and then putting that vibration into the plants. I mean, they record in the trees, man. I mean, it's amazing.
I was just gonna say that. Who else records out in their garden?
Exactly. And not that I wouldn't have thought of it before, but ever since I've been influenced by them, I play music for my ladies all the time.
Yeah. You do all the time? Like just what, radio?
I'll put it, it's on the timer. I have like, actually I'll change CDs, but I'll loop the CD and I'll just play it all day. Okay, what are you guys going to listen to today? Actually, I had some John Lee Hooker, some old blues for them yesterday. And then I gave them some classical today.
You ever notice, like, are they happy or sad, or you on what they like? Or
listen, I notice, and maybe it's, no, I'm not going to say it's coincidence. I think attention is very important to a plant. I think you just leave it in its light with quiet. I mean, it should have its quiet, and it does have its quiet, you know, especially in the veg stage when it's, you know, sleeping overnight. I don't know, music's playing then. But
I honestly, I don't do it, TDog, but I could see the argument for it, because regardless if you're playing music in there or not, you got all these fans running, your ACs running, whatever. It's got all this like background noise, you know what I'm saying? And
that's true too.
Put a rhythm to it for them somewhat. I don't know, you know, that could.
I don't know. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a little too intimate with our plants, don't we? All right, here's a little something. I'm going to do a little shout outs. So I'm working with a company called Alt Smokes. Now, you ask, what is an alt smoke? Well, an alt smoke is a non-tobacco, 100% hemp cigarette. Now, this is the one I did for Motor. They did a co-deal with Motorhead. So it's basically just like, it looks just like a cigarette. I should open one of these, but I don't want to open this one. But it looks just like a cigarette. I'm not sure what they use. I'm sure it's just a standard whatever filter.
Is there 20 of them in there then?
There's 20 of them in there. It's less than 0.03. So, you know, you can be sold in any state, I think, because it's under the 0.03 content.
Yep.
0.3%, below 0.3% THC.
That's going to be huge, I think, man. That's going to be real huge.
Right. And I've tried them now. I haven't smoked cigarettes in how long? Too long. So I can't say I have a desire to smoke these, obviously, but I have smoked them, and I'd smoke these before I'd smoke. If I had to smoke it, I wouldn't smoke tobacco. That's for damn sure. But I think it's a smart alternative because my buddy, who his company, and oh, by the way, like I said, I'm working with them. I helped them design the package design. So I got the War Pig to put in there. Motorhead approved that, but I laid out the whole package for them. So, but that's kind of interesting. But I think the unit price is going to be interesting. I think, how much is a pack of cigarettes? I don't know, $7, $8, $10.
Yeah, $7.
Right. So their unit price is something like $12 or $15 right now. So are you going to pay $15 to not smoke tobacco? Maybe.
Yeah, it's a good question though. I mean, there's some.
He said his stamina is much better. I swear to God, because he'd smoke cigarettes along with weed, and then he stopped smoking cigarettes and just started smoking these. And I believe he says his stamina, his lung capacity was much better after stopping this tobacco, which makes sense.
Yeah, especially if there's a lot less chemicals in it. I mean, there's a lot of shit. I smoke, but I mean, I know there's a lot of shit they do to tobacco that just ain't fucking good.
I used to smoke too. It's fine. It's, you balance it all out. Alt Smokes, though, check them out. They're on ALTSMOKES. Check them out. I'm sure they've got some cool, maybe some cool promos going right now. And then this is a cool thing I've been sponsoring is Y Bogart. It's a one hitter. Kind of a disposable one hitter, but you can reuse them. Check this out. I'm going to be giving away this whole jar in my giveaway, by the way. You're going to get like over 50 one hitters. They're not going to be filled, but that's okay.
That's okay. 51.
Maybe a couple I'll fill up. Who knows? But check it out. See that it's like a half inch. It goes about a half inch down, and it's just a little steel cap that slides right into the end of this nice little paper cylinder. And here's the cool part, dude. What did I do with these things? Oh, check this out. So see these little stickers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you fill up your one hitter, and then the sticker covers the weed, so it keeps it in there. So you pack it in there, you put the little sticker on the top of it, you put it in your pocket, you go into the concert. And I could see this as being very cool because if you wanted, or you take like 3 of them and you just take one hit, it's gone. Nobody knows you're smoking anything.
That was always the idea of the one hitters.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can be anywhere. And you don't have to. Here's the thing. This is my thinking. For all these people that think vaping is the way to go. Now, I'm not. Yes, I am an anti-vapor, but mostly the vape cartridges. I'm not, as far as dabbing and solventless extract and that's all fine and good. But buying these vape cartridges that we don't know where they're from, I don't know. My concern is the breathing of if the mechanism is deficient, then you might be breathing solder or metal. That's my problem with these pens. In fact, the guy that's working with me to get my art on stuff, he was going, let's get your art on some, find a company that maybe do a collab and get your art on some vape cartridges and stuff like that. I go, dude, I don't want to do that because, am I being just noble about it? No, but I thought about it. Like if somebody got sick on it or something like that, and it's just my feeling. I say just smoke the flower. Flower power.
I like the flower, but I'm not really against any of it.
I'm not against
it. For me, yeah, it makes my lungs feel heavy if I dab too much, and some of that stuff I'm not a fan of. And maybe it's just because hot dabs and some of the shit are.
Well, there's the heat. Here's why I don't. I'm not gonna say for anybody else. This is why I don't dab regularly or vape regularly. My brain or whatever, it's just like I can't regulate. I don't sense how much volume of smoke I'm taking in when I'm vaping, and or especially when I'm vaping off a pen. And it's sometimes so smooth, and you've probably taken in 3 times the volume you would normally take into.
There is a lot of truth to that. Yeah, because you kind of got to get used to hitting them, right? Like anybody you hand the first one to, they just whoa, 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 they cough their
Right.
shit. I mean,
Right.
Kinda,
You know, and then all the face plant people with the rigs.
yeah. You know,
But
used to face plant people with the gravity bongs though too.
I just say do your research. You know, just don't. But people love the taste of extract. I get it. No, I totally get it, and I do too. Trust me, I've had my taste of the most amazing, the GMO solventless. Oh my God! And some of these are just sweet as pie. So, put that on my sundae. But I don't know.
No, man, it has come a long way, I think, too. Just
exactly.
from my experience with it, it's a long, long way. It's unreal.
And then the hash. It's funny how Michigan hash is coming up big. It seems. I'm really liking how, and it makes sense. People have been learning over the last 5-10 years.
Well, I don't think people really realize or account for the fact that Michigan has quite the roots in it too, man. Like there's a lot of multi-generational growing people here too.
Exactly.
And like it's not just a new sprung up. I mean, this is
I don't want to date myself, but with the 50th hash bash being celebrated, but I was at the 4th.
No, yeah, I mean like yeah, exactly. For 50 years that's been going on. So I mean, yeah, no doubt. Just like, in the hills of, of Virginia or Kentucky and all these places.
Like, I'm going to make a bold claim tonight because
they're not getting.
Wait, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to make a bold claim tonight because I know some friends in Cali are listening. And yes, the Triangle and the Mendo area is just a beautiful area to grow this lovely plant. And it's beautiful, and the people there, I'm not taking nothing away from it, but it's kind of funny how just being from Michigan and just getting to know the Michigan cannabis community, I am going to say that there's a certain like triangle effect that's happening here where the surrounding areas of the country look to Michigan. And it's starting to look more to Michigan as, serious.
We got the vineyards. They got, what I'm saying? Like they got vineyards too. So I don't know.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All good. I love doing branding for Michigan companies because everybody wants to have the mitt in there. So I get to.
It's the only way we can show where we're from, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I what did I just do for ABC Concentrates? I just did a strain design for their young Jim, and I got the Michigan in the background. Hell yes. I did for Smoking Storks down out in Muskegon, and got that Michigan. They wanted it in there too, and I did kind of like a bird's eye view. It's very cool. Yeah, and I was born and bred here. I lived in Cali for about 19 years, and I came back because I went to my 20th high school reunion and reunited with my lovely wife, who was my high school crush at the time. We weren't boyfriend girlfriend. She was dating a friend of mine, a friend of ours, and I was never going to cross that line. But then at the 20th reunion, kind of crazy. And then I moved back to Michigan because of a woman. But
because of a woman, man.
Yeah, but the cannabis gods anointed it legal here. That was good. So I wasn't, totally upset about leaving California.
Yeah.
So
no, I think there's going to be great weed all across the country. There's definitely no doubt as far as an outdoor goes. I think there's going to be better spots than others. But I mean, with all the indoor cultivation and these environmental controlled greenhouses and different things, There's gonna be quality cannabis all across the country, no doubt.
Well, there was a what's today, the 11th? Today the 11th. There was I think there was a little protest in Flushing today, Michigan, and it's sort of the tip of the iceberg for the whole country. Is, as I understand it, that there's state laws, okay, as regarding the cannabis, but then, and this was kind of got nobody really heard about it, but it was a Supreme Court ruling where municipalities could kind of make their own laws. And so what's going on right now, and they're trying to protest in Flushing, and that we should all write our congressman and make sure, and it makes it more confusing too, sort of like the COVID too, if you have two different sets of laws. But it's just it's enforcing stricter things to people that live in certain municipalities, but that go way beyond, like they're being a little soup Nazi about it. And like if you're a home grower, you have to claim yourself as a business, and and then you have to give them a list of all the people, what the, are you kidding me? So
yeah, I don't know why they think there's like millions of dollars in it. I get it, there is at a certain level, but
everybody wants everybody wants a piece of the cash right now.
Yeah, not somebody that's providing for 3 patients, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Just being an old guy, I think what I see is that it's going to take some time, because I've lived enough long in my life to see that it takes time. But I think as soon as, like we were talking earlier about the normalization, I think as soon as individuals on these regulation boards are eating edibles and smoking some weed and finding the benefit of this fine medicine, and it is a medicine, however you do it,
that's what
medically or recreationally, it's all about feeling better.
I really think that's what we got to get to, is the idea that it's not a medicine. And I think that's where the government has it really wrong, is the way they classify that as no
A
medicinal
drug
use.
no.
And everybody knows that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
If this is, I'll tell, and yes, there's a little more of effect. I understand that we have to be more responsible, and people maybe aren't, but
But look at all the things that are classified lower than that, and it's ridiculous.
Right.
That's where it gets to be ridiculous. You're like, what? Like, come on, man. Yeah, some of that stuff's kind of out of hand, but
I actually always talk about just fighting the double standard. That's more of the kind of the real criminality that's going on. It's like, wait a minute, we're talking about this about weed, and you can still go out and just buy a 6-pack and blah 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 blah, and
right.
whatever. It's just ridiculous. So, and then with my art, I'm really upset because all these various state laws with packaging won't allow cartoon type art on the packaging for cannabis because of the whole attracting kids. Right?
Yeah.
Like they did it back in the day when Camel cigarettes drew a cartoon Joe Camel, right? Yeah. And they took that off because it's tempting kids to smoke. And I'm thinking, God, no. Okay, fine. I understand that logic sort of, but it's an adult product. Kids shouldn't be using it. So it's not like, and especially with the smoking products, maybe I understand maybe not putting the cartoon images on the edibles. That probably would make sense. But on any of the smoking stuff, I mean, look at the craft beer. Look at all the cartoons that are on craft beer shit.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yep, there is. Airplanes or whatever, yeah.
What's that one? Voodoo Ranger. Speaking of voodoo.
But that's the thing. I mean, at what end do you go to make sure that you can control that no kid or no other person, you know what I mean? That
right.
At a certain point, you got to go, look, we've gone to a certain extent on this, and we need to just leave it to people's, good decisions, I guess, on some of that. Like, I don't know, some of that childproof packaging and the stuff like I've seen and heard, and it's like, yeah, man, there's a lot of waste going on through that too. Like just.
What do you think of the kind of what's going on with cannabis packaging. I mean, it's like, it's interesting how a lot of companies are trying to be real corporate and looking like cosmetics and things like that. You know, that's interesting. To me, it's fine. It's, you know, but to me, it's like just jumping onto the rails of how, I'm committed to trying to keep, because I'm old school anyways, but, keeping the culture, where it all came from, and the culture and the community and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep, because that's part of it. I don't want to change it. I hate that. To tell you the truth, who came up with the term recreational?
I don't know. I like adult use, but yeah, I mean, it's hard.
I mean, it's almost like it's silly that they came up with that term anyways, because if you're concerned about the kids, why are you calling it recreational? It's a medicine.
They call alcohol recreational? Is that what
alcohol? No, or do they?
Well, you got to be 21 to drink, right? Like,
right?
Adult use, or is that considered?
But they don't use the term alcohol like often. They don't say. They might say alcohol is a recreational substance, but they don't. You don't. It's not like, because I guess they had to make a distinction.
Because there is no medicinal use for the alcohol. That's why.
Oh yeah, it cleans the wound. Yeah.
They don't have to distinguish, so that's why.
I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny though. I guess they do.
But speaking of medicinal, I do always want to make a shout out that we're rushing everything and getting it illegal, but unfortunately, the medical science kind of getting a big hit on this, and the medical patients, I don't know. It's kind of like there still should be this, because I don't know if you're dealing with it, but I know certain people that are choosing whether they should, maybe go medical. Like they say, well, you're not going to make any money that way. But I've even talked to one guy. I said, I won't name any names, but I said, listen, maybe kind of ride it out for a while and stay medical, really catering to serious medical patients, and growing the medicine that they need, because people aren't necessarily growing the medicine people need. They're just growing what's a popular strain.
Exactly. They got cookies and ice cream cakes and gelatos.
Well, and those have great effects, but it's like some, we can get into science of it. People are looking for certain terpenes and how that affects, whether it's a pain relief or whatever it does best for them. I mean, I guess there's certain, like I say, I think there's certain strains and medicines that I prefer for certain things. I've started to notice that, rather than just to be a get high thing.
No, I've heard that from a lot of people that, look for a specific relief and they find it in certain cultivars. And yeah, there's, even
that would be my holy grail, though.
Whatever, if it's from a different garden, it's not the same form. That's the phenotypic expression that you can give a patient when you're a caregiver. So
is that our true pheno hunt, in a sense, is finding that medicine? Because I guess if I think about it, if I could find that right genetic, that would be just the one that makes me feel good. Yes. I'd want to keep on making that medicine.
Especially if you can find it, yeah, because you can have that environment, you're controlling consistent, you get the similar result. The idea is you're going to get a similar
Happy, are you a married man?
No, not married. Okay. Technically, I've been with her for a while.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Then you are.
Yeah. Put me on the spot.
Why not? No, it's just funny. We got to balance it all, right? Both are all the ladies.
Yeah.
So I got Shrek here. He's holding a little sour Betty right there.
I was wondering, yeah, that is a real bud, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I like it. Hold it up.
There he goes. He likes it too. So let's talk about the giveaway. So I am going to be the first prize is I'm going to be giving away art. So let's say you come up, here's how the contest is going to work. So I'm going to take the top 20 responses. meaning the people that answered the question. And I'm just going to go, oh, this one's good. This one made me laugh. This one's awesome. Came right from the heart. I'm going to put like 20 of them together. And then I'm going to like read them to some close friends. And then I'm going to take 10 of them, the 10 top answers, and I'm going to post them in the post. And I'm going to let the fans pick the best answer. I'm making this hard on myself, I'll tell you, but it's okay because, well, no, because you know what?
No,
why
good.
Just do it? If I'm going to do a giveaway, why not do it right?
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to just give away stuff. Now, here's the cool thing. The second prize winner is almost even cooler than winning my art, because if you look on my page, there is just you're going to get a huge box from edibles, beans, my t-shirts here, you're going to get,
Good, man.
let's show. You're going to get the t-shirts, the Blue Dream t-shirts. We'll talk. I've got an inventory. So when you win, but I'm going to give away like 3 t-shirts for the grand prize. You're going to get posters. You're going to get the TDog poster signed, of course, with all 24 strains on there. You're going to get, Jeff Road Botanicals. This is a very good medicine. This is a balm, and it's copper 1. Yeah, copper 1. You got to look up on the science on this. Jeff Road you can go to his site, but it's copper 1 with cannabis infused in it. And my brother's been using the balm. He has back problems, and the day I got this stuff, I used it, man. Good shit. So you're gonna get a bunch of that. You're gonna get edibles. Oh, Cape Cod remedies. These are so good, man. So these are caramels. All right.
Yeah.
You want it? There's 4 caramels, and the total milligram is 700.
There you go.
So each caramel is 175. So that's a perfect, and they melt in your mouth, and it's just beautiful medicine. That's Cape Cod remedies.
What is the question?
Oh, by the way, it's all CBD.
But what is the question they got to answer though?
I apologize. Thank you. You got to run the show, bro. The question to be answered is, in fact, I should read one of them to you, but it's, what does 2 tokes mean to you?
Okay. What does 2 tokes mean to you?
Like and I even mentioned it in the giveaway. The obvious answer is, puff, puff, pass, kind of a thing. But because my brand is 2 tokes, you can go to twotokes.com and see a bunch of my apparel wear that I'm trying to reignite. As with many of us in this COVID, my printer had to shut down. He was in California. And when the COVID came in, he had to close down, lay off all his employees. So I've been, my whole launch to get my merchandise out there was kind of totally stalled. But we do still have a small inventory now, and he's kind of, trying to get back up to speed. And, but there's still apparel available. So go to twotokes.com. But the whole idea of doing the contest was kind of just, I came up with this name with a friend as being the name of the brand, and I just want to get a sense of what people think.
Okay.
And I thought, what a better way, but just ask the question. People have to put on their thinking caps a little bit, maybe smoke two bong hits, and
win some
come up
dog art, man. It's fucking dope. I like it.
Exactly. And what's cool is that there won't be any I guess the only I'm making it as fair as possible without me just picking somebody. First of all, I'm not gonna pick anybody I really know well, meaning and especially somebody I've done business with already. If they have the best, I don't think those people are entering anyways. I haven't seen that. Everybody knows better. So But I'm really touched with the way people are answering, because it's kind of like, I use IG to stay connected to people. And yes, of course, I'm making connections, but at the end of the day, it's like the community I want to be helping. And I take that philosophy of helping each other, that's what we got to do. I don't want to see this community become, what we've been avoiding becoming for a long time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So,
it makes sense. It's
right. It's a hard, because you want to earn a living, and there's definitely the temptation of what's out there with business, but just don't lose sight of your true north and what this plant's about, because that's my biggest concern is, there's a lot of people jumping in the game that have no idea what this plant's about.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that.
Right.
When the site is, square foot yield per square foot period, that's kind of like, it's kind of missing the point a little bit. And I get
but that's all right.
Some measures to those, but yeah, I mean, can't be the only focus.
But I think, like we do with any good product, you look for there will still be the discerning people and the connoisseurs. That's my hope.
Yeah, there's always that. I mean, look at the microbrewery. Those are
right. Exactly.
People
So I think I think the community can definitely not persist. I don't want to say that. Go on and be out in the open. That's all, and still be kind of a little bit core to the educate, elevate, celebrate.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, here I'm going to do another shout out, because these guys. And I am kind of I've got an interest in the company. Not only did they hire me to do the artwork, but I use the product. So this is Voodoo glass cleaner. Dude, you got to use this. You got glass?
Mine's all broken at the moment, but yeah.
But you typically have glass.
I typically do, yes. Yes.
And how did you break that glass? Was it cleaning?
No, actually it was passive.
I don't want to bring up a sore subject.
They're always sore when you break them too.
I know.
It tipped forward onto the bowl part or the shotgun part, and it cracked it right there at the base.
Damn. But it is true, because I heard someone say, and I agree, that you're more at risk of breaking it when you're cleaning it, right? Especially when you put in the salt, put in the isopropyl alcohol, and you got to shake it up, it's moving around, and you're doing all that, right? So when the COVID hit, this is really interesting how this happened. These guys, Kyle from Voodoo, they came to me and wanted me to do the artwork for them. A friend of a friend referred me, and they're out of Arizona. And he's been working on this formula for over 5 years. Now, he's a grower. He's one of us, man, I swear to God. And he was kind of getting frustrated with the weed game, with the regulations, everything. And all along the way, he was developing, because he was tired of, trying to clean the bong. And he was kind of a little bit of a scientist, and he came up with this biodegradable powder. So all you got to do is take your bong, put a stopper on it, fill it up with, it doesn't even have to be boiling water. It can be like just next to hot water, close to boiling. Fill up your bong, pour this in, leave it, and it does almost looks like the old Alka-Seltzer. You just pour this in, and it just foams up, and you leave it for 15 to 20 minutes, and your bong is virtually clean.
What? That's crazy. It's just poured out.
And the cool part of it, it's not like an OxyClean or anything like that. It's a biodegradable. It's what does it say here? It's got, what are the ingredients? I always can't pronounce them. Oh, this was the promo. Where was the other one? But yeah, it's got, like I say, they're biodegradable. I even put on here kinder to the earth. That's what I put on there, kind to the earth. But you got to try this because, and I think the price breaking is pretty good on it. But and the other thing is, like I say, you're not throwing isopropyl down into the water system, which is not good for the water system. So, and like I say, I'm sold on it because I'm not putting the salt in. I'm not shaking it up anymore. I'm just.
Yeah, I like that part. It's not, like you say, it's not a aggressive way to go about it.
Exactly. So check them out, Voodoo Glass Cleaner. Now,
The other thing too, though, is they got all these funky twirly doos on these rigs now too, TDog, where
well,
you can't.
That's the other,
them
right?
No matter how goddamn much you shake it, you know.
It's so sometimes you got to be clever with those kind of rigs. I can't imagine. That's one reason. I don't like glass too much. I got my Texas tube bong, which is just your standard bong, and that I like. But when you get with all the twirly stuff and all that,
yeah, man, it's like foam would be perfect for that though. Go right.
It's almost like you shouldn't even use those, you know. They should be display units. And then I'm giving away these too. Speaking of stoppers, so I got I'm working with some amazing glass people. This is Baked Beard Glass. Check out that hamburger stopper.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Some of the artwork.
And that's Baked Beard Glass. And then this is Alexander the Great. He does a bunch of like gummies. It's very cool. That's glass. That's a stopper too. That's very cool. So you're going to be getting that in the grand prize. Oh, wow. Edibles. What else? Oh, too bad Eagle's not in. I wanted to show him this. I'm going to give away. This was a prototype. Oh, wow. For the extract bottle for the dank for Subcool. I designed, because as you might know, I've designed a bunch of stuff for Sub when he first started up this brand. May he rest in peace. The original weed nerd.
Shout out Sub.
And what's cool about this, I'll open it up. I love that he let me not only put my character on there, but he let me put my signature on the box itself, which was cool.
That is cool. So that was going to be to hold the rosin, you said?
Oh, it was. No, it was used. This was the prototype box, but eventually it's in just dispensaries, and I think they're still selling it. I don't know what exactly happened after he passed away. I think the company still is going on, the dank. But check this out. I don't know if you can see this. So, can you see that?
Yeah.
So that was a clock stuck in the dirt with a chain dragging back in the background, and then the back, we used this on something else. It was 2017 when he lost his house in fire. The San Jose fires. And then he moved down to Arizona, and I helped him rebuild the brand. So that was cool. And I know Eagle's a big fan of Sub.
Yeah, he's a good friend of his.
Sub and I were very friendly, acquainted, and it just, it was like he had too many, you're dealt a hand in life, and he just didn't have the best hand. He tried.
He's a good dude.
Yep. He tried. And wait a minute.
Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more.
Hold on. Wait. No. I got to show this.
I want to win this prize, man. I'm gonna be entering this, so I got to.
No, but yeah, there's gonna be a lot in it. But I did grow some Jack the Ripper.
Oh, you did. How'd that come
I got like 3 beans from a friend, and I got 1 plant.
Girl, that's gonna be sweet, man. I've never tried Jack the Ripper. I just have always heard the legends of it.
Well, and because and I think I mentioned earlier, it's just like I'd have this love for Jack Herrera, and that's kind of where it came from originally, right? The Jack's cleaner, and then so it has some derivatives to that. You're going to get 24 stickers. The 24, my original 24 strains. So I've got slaps of all 24. So you'll get, the entire 24. But like you say, you can go to my IG and you can see the entire list of, I show pictures of everything that I'm going to be giving away. And then the third prize will be just a smaller version of all that. So first prize, you get art, custom art from TDog. Second prize, you get a huge package of just, you're just going to have fun with that from, you know, the potpourri of everything. And then the third prize will be just a smaller version of the second prize. Right? And then I'm going to announce the winner on 420 on Adam Dunn's show. So you still got time to enter. I said my entry deadline was 4:15, but if you get them in 4:16, I won't tell anybody.
All right. And we just got to DM you and.
Yeah, DM me the answer. But you know, the rest of the rules are in there. I want you to tag and follow.
Yep.
I'm not asking you to follow my you know, the people that are contributing. I definitely put them in there if you want to follow them. I said something like that. Please follow if you want to follow. I don't like to get too crazy strict with the rules. Yeah. I also suggest people just, when you DM me, send me your email too. You know, you're not going to get anything bad from me. In fact, the whole thing I want to do with the emails eventually is like keep you in the loop of the projects I'm working on. And you can I'll have like promo codes for discounts on buying my shit, stuff like that. So send me your email.
Yeah. I take it, man. I'm entering, so I like it.
Yeah, and so what I'm doing is like people will enter, and if they DM me, and that's why I need you to DM me, because some people, when I first posted the giveaway, people were putting the answers right on the comments, but I can't copy the comments, so I wasn't going to retype their answers. So I said, DM me your answer. And it's good that way, because if it's something you don't want someone to read, if like a lot of people sent me some pretty heartfelt stuff where they, you know, two tokes means to me is like before cannabis, I thought my life, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool that they're not only trusting me with that story, which is so cool, but then it's more private, and then I can copy it. And then I'm putting it into like a log, so I'm keeping track of all the entries. So
good.
Doing it right, man. What happened to my bud? Oh, it fell down.
I don't know. I was just wondering if you took it and were lighting it up or something. But.
Well, I could break it up, but I still got some of this joint left too.
Yeah.
So
have you gotten a lot busier with like COVID stuff? I mean, are people sitting around?
Yes and no. I mean,
trying to
I have gotten busy. One, because things shifted, and then people started calling me up, because I think what happened was when the lockdown happened, people started thinking about their brand.
Yeah.
And so they just, I get hit with the DM, say, hey bro, how much you charge for a logo? And then it's so funny. I can't answer you that, people. I can just give you a price, but it's all about like the community. Like I say, once we talk, I get a little feeling of the vibration of what you're doing and what you need. And then we have, you know, and then we can see if I can work you in and help you out. So,
yeah.
Cause I love it, man. I do. I really do cause I don't, especially when I do when I'm contracted to do someone's art, as opposed to me being the artist and doing my strain tributes. By the way, it's going to be in TDog the artist, is that I started my whole thing paying tribute to, you know, the best cannabis out there, you know, the best cannabis strains out there. And I started with the first 24 designs. Well, fast forward 4 years since I started doing the strain tributes. I'm up to about 90.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's a big list.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's a big list.
It is. Some of them, and I'd say maybe 25% of those were I was contracted to do them, where a grower came to me and wanted a design for the strain they were growing, and they could use it in there. And that's the thing that, and I'll put it out there to you, it's very cool. Like, you'll have an exclusive TDog design. It'll be the way I work it, and this will be good maybe if enough people are listening and want to know how it works, is that when you buy from me, you don't own the art. You, in a sense, you own the art because you can use it. Like I say, it's kind of like, but I'm the artist, so I created it. And unless it's a, how do I explain this? If the art's like an OG TDog art, like one of those full-blown drawings, it's not like I'm just doing a logo design for you. If I just do a logo design for you, it's a gun for hire, it's your art, it's not anything to do with me. But if it's like, if it just oozes TDog style and art, there's a certain value to that I put on it, in a sense, because it's kind of like my catalog of art. And also, if someone does a song, or whatever, you can buy the song, but it's still the artist who did the song.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
So it's kind of like we both own the art. When I tell people, I say, as long as you're not going into the business of selling, like if I'm doing art for a company and you're using it to promote your company and to, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. You can sell t-shirts, all that, but you can't like take my art and then become a t-shirt company. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or sell it to, I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
Different.
Because it's just, yeah, I just want people to be clear on that. Because it's the same thing. This is what's so great. It's kind of the same thing you feel about when you're a breeder. It's kind of like, what if you create, what's going on? I'm wondering, because I know people that want me to design for them. So you create a strain, you've done this amazing strain, and yet, and I'll just throw it out there, not to say it, a large cannabis company comes to you and says, oh, we love the strain and we want, so they buy the strain from you, pay you $25,000, or whatever. But it's still your strain, you know what I'm saying? But they're going to claim it's theirs. But you were the author of it. You were the breeder. It's kind of a crazy thing.
Yeah, it is a crazy thing. I don't know. It's like, it'd be like putting a similar hook song from a hook from a song or something in a new song or whatever without,
I think as long as you're acknowledging everybody, then that's fair enough. I like that. I mean, that's important, as long as it's being acknowledged. Like, what an honor when Subcool paid me to do the art for his brand and his strain designs. But he said, of course, I want your TDog signature in there. It's not like I just want the art and it's my art now. No, it's art by, I'm getting art by TDog. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. No, dude, the talent you have blows me away, and other artists too. I'm amazed by it, because to me, I can't draw for shit, right? So like, to see someone that can just put something so effortlessly down on paper is like, it's mind blowing. It's like, it's awesome to watch. That's what I would get at. It's awesome.
Appreciate it, man. It's just, people say I can't draw that. Well, if you drew as much as I did, you'd be much better. I'll tell you. It's like Tiger Woods swinging a club a million times. I draw all the fucking time.
And you probably have for years and years too.
So. Well, I'm not drawing right now. That's true. Oh, hey, that would be cool. Let's see. So I'm going to give away a little trade secret to people who are drawing out there for a living, or like doing what I'm doing. Like, you got to create a logo for somebody. Just think about this. So I use this pencil right here. It's a Ep3, a 0.03. It's like the smallest lead you've ever seen. It's almost like a needle point, graphite. And what that allows me to do is to draw smaller.
Okay.
If I can draw smaller, I draw quicker. If I drew something big, it would take a lot longer to draw. Make sense? So what I do is I draw it pretty small so I can get it done quicker. Because if I had to draw it, like I do have larger drawings, but it takes longer to do a large drawing. And I can get real fine and detailed. Then I take this drawing, I put it on my scanner and I scan it at 2400 DPI. And then I bring that, basically that template into my computer and then I colorize it. That's where I do the magic, is in the computer. I have a tablet, touch sensitive tablet. So it's I'm continuing to draw. I'm not like working on a desktop. And I've got this special old school computer tablet that I've been using for about 15 years.
Cool. Oh yeah, man, that's how it gets done. Now, the question I got: do you do like are other types of artwork, just like your own whatever enjoyment kind of artwork, or?
Wait, yes, I would love to do. Well, I've done murals, but I would love to do more sculpture.
Okay.
Check this out. I got it right here. In fact, if it wasn't so far away, I wouldn't go off camera here, but here we go. All right. See if I can get this. Yep. All right. So it was this college in Boston. Still there. It's a community college called Quinsigamon Community College. I designed their mascot. It was a dragon. It's called a wyvern, and it was a dragon. Well, they wanted me. They never followed through on it, but I didn't care. I enjoyed doing the sculpture. They wanted me to design, so that they could make like a action figure dragon. So I had to design it with clay. Doing this slow so I don't hurt it here. There it is. Oh yeah, baby. Let me set it up here because I gotta do this here. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Oh yeah, you don't have to see it completely. All right. Let me do here. I want to bring this up. I can do this. Hold on. No, let's do this. Some light in here. There we go. Here we go. So this was
over to towards the
dragon. Hold on, he's coming in here. Oop, just knocked off a piece of him. That's all right. Oh, that was the bud that fell off. That was the bud. Okay, so I did this dragon
out of clay.
Out of clay, man. And we were gonna, probably do like a 3D scan of it.
That's dope.
That's the first time I've ever shown that. That's cool. But yeah, I would love to do sculpture. That would be fucking great. I do play a little music, do play a little bass. I tell everybody that you gotta, if you don't want to go crazy, you gotta have a little avocation.
Yeah.
And whether that be growing, it doesn't have to be a business. You can just, like you're growing tomatoes, man, grow some weed.
A little time to yourself too.
Right.
A few minutes just to.
Exactly. I'll tell you, my grow is now my sanctuary. If, I need to just go someplace, that's important for all of us to have a little sanctuary someplace. If you don't have a place to take a hike or something like that, trust me, sitting in your little 4x4 with your ladies isn't the worst place to be.
Yeah. Especially if they're happy and healthy. It can be
exactly. That's what I mean.
There's problems in there, though. I will say that.
No. Exactly. No, I right. When everything's happy
and healthy,
when they're happy. Well, it's like any family, right?
It's true, man. But yeah,
it's like any family. There's bad days. Trust me.
No, but if everything's shining and they're praying and they're green,
right?
They're going, man. It puts a smile on your face. I don't care what's going on. It puts a smile on your face.
Right.
It does. I get a smile from seeing other people's healthy plants. Shit, like some of them, you're just like, yeah, man, that's kicking ass. Some of it's cool. It is. It's a lot. That's what makes it a lot of fun. I think just the enjoyment of successes, I guess.
So there was an event there is an event 420 in Michigan, but it's Hazy Lion. It's down near the Michigan border near Indiana, I think. It's kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah,
It's like 420 Palooza or something. Does that sound familiar? No.
I was trying to bring up my calendar. I was like,
It's okay.
I thought it was on a Wednesday, yeah, or Tuesday, 420. It's
Oh, right. It wasn't on 420, right?
17th through the 24th. I've seen events. Yeah, it's it'll be interesting, man. We'll see once it gets back rolling. So we'll see what.
Well, I'm also curious about, fine, I'm vaccinated, but just travel, how it's going to be. I'm going to be curious. I haven't done it yet. Have you traveled at all?
I have not. No,
No,
my
me neither.
mom and my brother did. They traveled to Hawaii. So I mean, I've had.
And how was it? Was it fine? Was it okay getting there?
Yeah, they didn't have too much problem. They had to wear a mask full time and all
Right.
that, So,
Yeah.
which, whatever. I mean, yeah, that's kind of is what it is. So, I'm not sure.
I'm working with somebody possibly to do an event because I was going to go to Cannabis, and that last year, and that's when it all went down, and
Yeah,
and stupid Cannabis just held out to the last minute, and then they got canceled. That was a big mistake.
yeah. There's a lot of people who were there.
But I didn't go because I saw I was doing all the art for this Terp Tower. Little shout out for the Terp Tower Invitational. Peter Papadopoulos rolling in blazing. He was going to have, what happened was they closed down the Cannabis, but they didn't close down Barcelona. And so his event was separate from Cannabis. It was, outside of Barcelona, but connected with during the time. And his event, he's been doing that for a few years now. And then his event got closed down, but there were like people showing up. And so I did all the artwork for that event. And I don't know if he's going to, obviously no event this year. He's trying to maybe organize something for the fall. I think everybody's scrambling to try and get some kind of event together.
Well, I mean, just from hearing from certain different people trying to do events, it's not the easiest.
Logistically, it's a nightmare. It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah, you can't, necessarily lock down the venues and certain, rules.
And it gets postponed. The Terp, I mentioned the Terp Tower, and then there's the Terp Town Throwdown, which is in Massachusetts. I was at that event in 2019, and they're normally in like June, and so they're putting it off till I think October. No, maybe August, something like that.
Yeah,
that's all right. So in the meantime, let's not worry about events. I mean, I know the vendors are, because that is a huge revenue source, and I hope the events do come back. But in the meantime, I think everybody's got to get smart in this brave new world. It's, you're going to have other ways to generate income. And I don't necessarily have the answer to that, but that's like, I'm even playing that game, thinking about that.
Yeah.
But the good news is, look at New York just went legal, New Jersey. I mean, it's just like, it's just allowing us to, like I say, getting back to what we were talking about at the beginning of this whole conversation, was where we're not, it's more normal. So we can just, it's all we got to worry about is the hardships of business. We don't have to worry about all the other crap.
Yeah.
But
I hear you, man. It's,
so what time are we going on? Is Eagle gonna land, or is he gonna?
I don't know. He said he wrote me into this saying a half hour, and now he's pushing it.
It's okay. You know what happened?
I'm just teasing.
This is a pleasant surprise. I love the guy, but this is kind of cool. We're gonna set a trend now. You're gonna, this is a good.
I like
it.
I enjoy
Trout,
it.
man. We're gonna have to call it Talking Shit with Smiley.
Right, tonight's for sure. I do once a month do a organic takeover show. So yeah, I mean I
Ooh,
jump
I want
on.
to see if my glowing. Oh, you do.
Yeah,
What's the name of your show?
it's the
Organic.
yeah.
Send
So
me a little post on it. Let's see if this works. If it, oh, it's not working. This hat actually glows in the dark, but it's not working. Okay.
oh yeah. There he is.
Well, yeah. Send me a link on your show too, but obviously Eagle first.
Well, it's on Eagle's show actually. So
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, I do I just take over for a night once a month for him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's
So, have you heard? Or no, it comes out 420. The new Mendo album, doesn't it? It hasn't come out yet. I mean, they've broken a couple songs, but the new Mendo Dope album, I think, Weed Nerd Nation, comes out 420, and everybody should listen to Mendo. I'm telling you, they are no. Listen, I worked in the. I don't want to make my claims. I know good music when I hear it, and good words, and Mendo's got it, man.
good message.
Mendo Dope. Listen to them.
Right.
And it's too bad we don't live closer to them to experience their fine trees.
They rap about not sniffing coke and how good their weed is.
Right. And and give a shout out to Mark Green Shock, the Green Shock Farms, that collab between Mendo Dope and Green Shock. They're producing fire like no other. Oh, and if you go back, I wish I could do share screen. Next time we'll do more share screen, but the tropical sleigh ride design I did for them for their new strain, and that was a collab with them, and that's Mark coming out with that one. And they surprised me. It's very cool. I think I posted it on my profile, but it's certainly on theirs, where they had a full refrigerator size one of those humidors, the Curadors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And custom designed by the company. They got my Mendo Dope art on one side and the tropical sleigh ride on the other side of this thing, man. And it's in their fucking sesh place. It's like, fuck yeah. I want to go there, open that door, and pull out a big old jar and just break off a big bud. Hell yes. So, no, but it's good to be on the show tonight. I do have hair.
Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for holding it down, Smiley.
Oh my God.
Jeez, I was just trying to grab a quick bite before I slid on.
We were just wrapping it up, and we want to see you do a couple hits on the heavy bag, bro.
No, I don't do that on air. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see.
He just got his side all set up too.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, well,
no,
we've been pretty good. It's not bad right now.
No,
I'm actually still in the fresh phase. Usually takes about 2 hours to wind down that good feeling. Let the pain kick in a little bit.
Well, you're gonna have to, I guess, do a shirtless tat show or something, man.
I don't think anybody wants to see that either.
No, I won't. I won't.
I think that's going to be a pass and a pass.
Show 371, you want to miss.
Right.
So, did you like how I got that picture of you and I in the mix of all the other pictures, bro?
I did. I was appreciating that while I was waiting at the tattoo shop today. I was kind of checking out the advertisement. And I was like, he's got us in there. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. I'm on my phone way too much. I don't even know how many I don't even know how many photos and videos I have on my phone. My God. But that's what happens. I'll be looking for something because I've got so much art on my phone, and I'll be scrolling through and I'll go, oh, look at that picture, man. And that's how I found that picture. I was looking for something else. There you were.
That's the way it works.
Hell yes.
I still got to get some TDog art. I would love to get some.
Well,
art
we got to do an eagle. We got to do an eagle character. We do. We got to have some guy like just sitting in a easy chair with a big old blunt in one hand, and I don't know what can we put in the other wing. you know, kind of wing hands, you know. You do? Did you? Who did that piece of art that you had? Who did that piece of art you had?
I grew some, and Kazoo both have donated some art to the show. Both amazing art.
There's a lot of amazing art out there, man.
Yeah, there's Smiley. He did Smiley's art as well. I grew some.
Very cool.
A lot of talented folks in the community. But
and I just want to I want to say a little just a moment of silence for, we did lose a great artist to COVID, Big Homie Martin, this last year. He's done so many cannabis arts. He did organic mechanics art. Have you seen that?
Sure.
But look up Big Homie Martin. You'll recognize his art. He was a player. He was doing a lot of brands for people, and he unfortunately passed from the COVID.
So many great people this last year.
It's crazy, man. 500,000 people. You just can't ignore that. I can't.
No, I actually just got to see my dad's urn probably about 3 weeks ago, because he died on episode 50, and I couldn't attend the funeral. I couldn't, go down to the hospital because of COVID stuff, and never really got to say goodbye. But I only just got to touch his ashes like 3 weeks ago for the first time since all this has gone on. It was pretty shitty to say your goodbye to the urn. You know what I mean? It was pretty tough.
Well, thank God you had that. You know, it's amazing that you put the importance where it is. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying thank God you had that. What was your dad's name?
Yeah, Mike.
Good name.
Rest in power, Mike. This is for you, man. And that's what I tell people. It's like, dude, the virus don't care what you think, man. Okay? The virus don't care what you think. And it's just like, what's your choice? Would you rather? I say I'd rather do what's right, wear the mask. Especially, I don't want to give it to somebody and get them sick. That's what I'm worried about. I can't live with that shit, man. If I was, because now they say you get vaccinated, you can still carry it asymptomatic, and you give some. So until they get that, everybody's vaccinated, herd immunity, you got to be careful, and you can't spread this shit, man. But we get lazy. We think, we think we're invulnerable. But I don't want to end up like your dad. I don't want to end up alone, drowning in my lung fluid, and not being able to see somebody I love before I die. Fuck no. And on that happy note, where'd he go? Where'd he go?
He's on there still. You don't
I'm still here.
Maybe
I don't see you, man.
Maybe you got to click gallery.
Oh, you got to talk.
You might have to swipe your phone so you can see all of us.
Like I say, just respect and love for your dad, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It's like fucking life's hard, and then we die. And let's just have as many lifted moments in between all that, right?
Well,
you do a maybe you should do a tattoo for your dad, man.
I don't know what he'd want, though. That's one of those things.
The Buddha might be that.
He was pretty.
The Buddha might be that.
It would be tough to put one image down on such a great man. That's for sure.
Well, that's why I don't have any tats.
You talked about.
It's a big deal.
I heard you guys talking on the way here. How great this cannabis community is, what a big thing it's becoming, and it is. And I honestly owe the community a huge thanks. Smiley, first up, man, that night that all that happened, Smiley stepped up and held it down for another episode. Thank you, Smiley. And then cannabis community actually helped me out through that whole phase, man. Doing the show, everybody kind of told me, take a break. We understand. But that emptiness would have sucked. You know what I mean? Taking that time off and just kind of putting my head down and being sad. Nah, coming on night after night, having the community, be here and was everything. It was everything to get me through that rough time. I owe Smiley, the community, a huge thank you for getting me through that tough time. It's been both ways.
I think you hit it, bro. I think you hit it a lot. I find myself through this time of lockdown that the viral community, and it's the viral whatever, the online cannabis community has been very important to me, and the communications that have been exchanged. I mean, heartfelt stuff. I was saying earlier about my little contest. I didn't expect. I mean, I'm touched now. I was making it more fun. I was saying the question to the giveaway was, what does two tokes mean to you? And bro, I can't believe I'm getting some like heartfelt responses from people where they've just turned that into like, well, two tokes means the cannabis community and what the community's done for me, and brought me, saved my life and things like that. And yeah, I think you hit it on the nail. It's not just the onlineness of it, but it is the cannabis of it, I think, to a certain degree. That culture, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, what's up? That kind. That's what I mean.
When you said that, I actually met somebody the other day that went by that name, Two Tokes. It was funny because I was driving and I'm like, are they talking about that? Are they talking about him?
Well, it's funny. I don't know if anybody noticed. Probably people have. They go, well, wasn't your brand TDog? And it was. And I'm going to confess tonight. You brought out my confession. So when I first started this whole merchandising thing, trying to get my artwork out there, and I found these guys to work with and had this license. I have this license agreement, and they're supposed to try and sell my artwork, and they kept on telling me, well, we got to have a brand for what you're doing. And I said, well, I'm doing these cannabis, these strain tributes, and I just want the art to sell for itself and just have my signature on there, TDog. And they go, no, we gotta get your name out there, TDog brand. I said, okay, fine. Well, the truth is, nobody knows who TDog is. I mean, yes, there's a certain group of people in the cannabis community know who TDog is, but the general public doesn't know who TDog is. And I never really wanted my artist name to be the brand. So I wish I would have just stuck to my guns on that, because then what we did was we brainstormed, because what happened was they started showing my art to people, to sell it, like whatever, whether it be a large store or whatever. And people were going, well, we love the art, but who's TDog? And that right there, I said, yeah, I never wanted that in the first place. So then me and my buddy Jarrett, who does a lot of the artwork, helps me out with a lot of the production work, and a grower and a weed nerd and all that kind of stuff. He said, why don't we call it Two Tokes? And I said, that's perfect, because it's undeniable. The brand, Two Tokes, you know what it's about. Right? So I wanted it to be more about the cannabis, the medicine, and not about me. So that's why I changed the name of the brand to Two Tokes. Voila.
Now we got to type in and send them a DM so we can win some art, man.
Right. Exactly. And I think it's a good exercise for all you people out there too, just to put down your thoughts on paper. You know, I'm making all you stoners think a little bit. It's not just about tagging. It's not just about tagging and following. Okay. I don't want a zombie army. I want thinking stoners. I want functional stoners, man.
That I definitely.
And if you're not, don't take it personally. You'll forget about this conversation tomorrow anyway. So I can't tell you how many times that I've been on shows where I start talking and I go on a tangent and it's like, what the fuck was I talking about? You know that what's that old joke? There's two things I said this on the show the other day, I think maybe on Adam Dunn's, maybe. I can't remember, but there's two things I don't like about smoking weed. The first thing is it makes you forget things. And then the second thing is what the fuck was the second thing? Oh man. So what show was the Mendo Dope show? Because I am embarrassed to say I have yet to rewatch it because I missed it the first time and I still want to watch it.
Shoot, they've been on twice this year.
No, but the last
back
show,
on
the last one you were on, the last one. It was like only about a week ago, wasn't it? Like 2 weeks ago?
2 Fridays ago?
Two Fridays ago? All right. I just want the number so I can find it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it was like a couple weeks ago.
And I love how they put that beautiful artwork behind them.
Number?
They fucking hung out too, man. They weren't in and out. They fucking hung out. It was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Eagles.
My dog has yet to bark at me to let him out, so I'm going all right.
Yeah.
So what else is going on?
So
what you got going on? Oh, I like that picture of that picture you posted of your setup the other day. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's just a portion of it. That's
but it was kind of get a good sense of it. No, that was good. Yeah.
That's cool, the garden stuff.
So
yeah.
I was gonna ask. You can say no if you don't want to talk about this. It's a sensitive subject. I've actually debated on it the last few minutes if I wanted to bring it up or not. But
well, you know, us artists, we're sensitive guys, so go right ahead.
I've heard you reference it a couple of times. That's why.
Yes.
And it's something that's near and dear to my heart as well. So I believe you fall under the category full-hearted as well, too. So do you know that Mendo Dope has had to change the name of that album?
Oh, I did not know that, and that's too bad.
Yeah.
What was so that's why I wanted. Did they talk about it on the show?
No, we touched it. I tried to coach it out a little bit in an innocent kind of way without calling it straight out because I didn't.
So are they still
scrambling?
Are they still scrambling for a name?
No,
I want to give them. I'm going to give them a call.
I'm pretty sure that's what they've changed it to. It's Live in the Garden 4 instead of Weed Nerd Nation 2.
Oh, that's easy though. And you know what? I like. I know I don't like the they had to change it, but to tell you the truth, and I hope you're listening, guys. Please, ELD. I think it was just meant to be the yin to the yang. It's not like you don't appreciate and don't want to acknowledge and don't want to throw tribute to the Weed Nerd Nation. But the truth is your identity is, volume 4, I think, it's that's who they are, is Live in the Garden. That's who they are. And whatever controversy comes now out of this, having to change it, is just, it'll be a conversation, So I'm not angry about it. I assume it's just some lawyers just said they couldn't use it, right?
The partner, a partner said no.
Oh, a partner of theirs, maybe.
Well, let's for what it is. Will and Vicky. So his last partner, the dank partner, is claiming to own rights to all that, and
so there's it's you know what?
was
Here's
trying
my answer to this.
basically claim royalties from the name.
Here's my answer to that.
So they changed it,
and then we can move on because I think this is the best thing. It's my answer to many things that I think will ring true for everybody. It's complicated.
I liked your original answer, by the way. Very wise, very wise. Both are good. Both answers were good, but the first one was.
I'd like to be. It's like I don't have enough. I don't know enough of what happened and the sentiments and the reasons behind it. I don't. I have no place to say that. I can only respond to it happening, and so it's kind of like, whoa, okay. And I don't know necessarily how to respond, but the fact that I'm going, whoa, so it does, brings attention to the matter. So like I said, the music's going to shine through. I've been saying that through the show tonight, that listen to Mendo Dope, man. These guys, they're bringing it. They're bringing it, just their heart and soul and talent. They got talent, man. I was a top designer in the music industry. If everybody knows, I did Snoop Dogg's debut ad in Billboard magazine for Doggy Style back in '93 or whatever it was. And I did all of Marky Mark's ads for Billboard magazine. Oh, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I don't know. I'm not as proud of that, but I was proud of the artwork. But my point being is that the Mendo D are talented guys, aside from growing the trees. They're true blue too. It's like, just, you got to listen to the words. The music is amazing, but if you listen to the words, fuck.
I've actually told newbies to listen to Mendo Dope just because it was good music and they had tips in their music there.
Well, so, and it is education it's education to the path of it really sheds the light on get back to being complicated, how it's complicated to stay true to the culture and still ride this new chapter of legality and all that shit,
all the while
forget the
on fire and kicking out hot music.
Right.
It's talent, man. They kick ass.
We smoke fire.
Well, I mean, think about it too. Like, they were kind of known for their big fucking trees back in the day, like, right? That's why they got busted, because the fuck cops couldn't believe they grew that much off or whatever, But so
how high did they get with that last one they tried to grow?
Yeah, the last one they were trying to do, that tall one. You know what I mean? They've been doing some of the coolest shit. It's, I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah, and they were showing people how they were doing it.
I think they said 50.
That's the other reason why I'm glad that I got vaccinated, because I'm going to do a little tour of the Triangle. I'm going to go visit a bunch of friends that I haven't seen in a long time. I don't even want to go to an event, because you go to an event, everybody's too busy if they're there as a vendor, especially. So I want to go visit the farms.
I bet that's cool.
I think they'll let TDog sniff around. No, I
could see that being a tourist thing, legitimately, like tourists.
Right, like wineries. Oh, yep. Hell yes. Mm-hmm. To go up to a plant and smell the bud? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. See it grow, overlook the field and shit.
And then you go into a little sesh room. Right, and you go in a little lobby sesh room, so where there's a little place where you can actually smoke the flower, or you can dab the extract, or you can eat the edible.
I know there's people doing it, because I know I think that's kind of what, like, Lost Coast and some of the other places do, where they kind of got like a little bed and breakfast place. You can stay and hang out, check it out.
And I've been speculating too with, you know, because there's no going back to the way it was. Not right away. It's not going to be like a flip the switch kind of a thing. And what I see that could be as an evolutionary kind of thing going forward are smaller, because as it becomes more legal and normalized, but there'll be the local village pub, but not pub for alcohol, but people will be in their provincial areas, but there will always be smaller. I think the smaller sesh clubs will become a thing, you know, like bars are. But I'd like to see more, I don't know, I'd like to see it more like a coffee house where you could go in, get food. You can go to the end of the counter and maybe there's somebody that's more medicinally educated to, you know, and then you go to the other place just to buy your, you know,
yeah,
whatever.
There's definitely a tourism thing to it. That's going to be a thing for sure.
I like it. I don't know. I mean, my dream is to you know, to grow my own medicine, grow my own food, do my art, be somewhere close enough to Wi-Fi. I guess I can't be too off the beaten path. You know, because the art is digital to a certain degree. So. But
no, that's cool.
So we lost Eagle again.
TDog,
Is he here? Oh,
no. I'm here. You got to swipe your phone and then it'll show all of us, like in a Brady Bunch.
There we go.
I was actually holding this up. earlier.
Oh, I love that, man.
And then chat was like, "Did he see it?" And I thought,
nope.
No, he didn't see it because I wasn't.
You had
talking.
to talk. Now I see it. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Speaking
there,
of,
you even got your autograph on.
Wait, where's?
I
have it around here someplace. Hold on.
Is that 17 or 19, Eagle?
There's a very cool
17.
company.
17.
9517.
I love it, man.
It's an original. This was
well,
subs.
you know,
this was subs.
you know, not that we can talk about this. Let's kind of keep this diplomatic, but I do want to get back to, because I'd be curious to see. Now, I was talking to Smiley about how it's my art. I'm the author. No matter who I sold it to, I did the art. You know, when I say it's my art, you know what I mean? It's like I did it, you know. And specifically, not even so much the brand stuff, but when like the strain designs, like how many did I do for Subcool? So I did Jack the Ripper, I did Chernobyl,
Jesus.
I did the Jesus, I love that one. I'm going to hell for that one. The Chernobyl, and another one, I think. And I kind of was before things changed. He got sick. I was designing a bunch of them. I did the Vortex and a bunch of others. But okay, so what happens to that? I see it eventually as, and I'm already working on it. People, everybody who's listening. I've talked to one company, a publisher in San Francisco. They're interested. It's just having the money to get it done. But to do a coffee table book of cannabis art, and specifically, like I was just telling Happy how I've got up to 90 strains designed now. Could you imagine like a big coffee table book with not just my art, but just like all the best, like maybe 4 of the best cannabis artists or something like that? That would be a fucking cool book to have. But
I think so. There should be no, quarantine.
There you go.
It's all your art, though.
And then the point I'm making is that, I'd devote how many pages, 4 pages to the work I did, and I would show the art I did for Subcool. You see what I'm saying? And I'd have so you'd be going through the book and you'd come to a page and you'd see like fucking Jack the Ripper art. And then I would just have a little paragraph talking about, okay, here's the work that I had done, when, back in whatever year.
I think there'd be a lot of interest for that, TDog. I think there would definitely be a lot of interest for that.
Is this the one? I think this is the one he sent. It has to be the one.
I think it would be
Oh yeah,
real
there
cool
it is.
because even as I was,
There's the man. What a sloppy signature, but you gotta love it. I always told him there's no hyphen, but I actually did start doing the hyphen, and then I took away the hyphen when I first started doing the TDog, and then now I don't have the hyphen in there. Rest empowered. You brought some good medicine to the world, my man. So yeah, so my art will not end up on the shelf. I want it to be out for everybody to enjoy. I really do. I mean, yes, of course I want to sell stuff and keep a roof over my head. And everybody out there, just remember, I do art. I don't grow the product. Okay. There's more money in the product than there is in the art. But I enjoy what I do. Fucking A.
so
Enter
what
the
I think would be
contest.
cool about your book, T-Dog, would be
Yeah.
like I was telling my tattoo artist before I left. I was telling him a little bit about you and what you do in the cannabis industry and whatnot. He was like, "Well, I should get with him. Have him draw
There you
me
go.
something up." I said, "He don't just draw up shit for anybody.
That's right, man.
He has an interview with you, a little backstory, a little back.
We got to talk.
Got to feel you out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like,
And I think that talk,
Well, not
that
quite
build up
feel
for
you
every
out,
one of
but
them pictures. You know what I mean? A little addition, footnote, some of the facts from them conversations that led up to the picture would be really cool in that book.
Well, I think I touched on that a little with Happy. Smiley. Happy. We're all happy and smiley. But honestly, is potentially if we ever work together out there, people, whoever's listening, is that what I do is I talk to you, okay? And I get an idea what your vision is, what you're thinking. We talk about what you want to get done, what your identity is going to be. And then what I do, it's pretty much, I even like, how do I refer to it? It's sort of like I'm your glorified pencil. It's sort of like I'm going to listen to what your passion is, what you're excited about. Sometimes I'll come up with something that you don't even think about, but I'm listening, and then I do it, and I'll do a sketch because I don't just like, yeah, I maybe don't have to do the sketch because my artwork speaks for itself, but fuck no, I want to communicate back to you in drawing versus words that I heard what you said. And so I'll like take a toke one night and I'll draw something and I'll have fun drawing it because I know that I heard what you said. And then I show the drawing to you and you go, fucking A. And then we're off to the races. And then you can give me the deposit. You know, we can work out the cash of how much it's going to cost. And everybody's happy at the end of the day. The only, I think, annoyance I am to people is that I talk too much. But besides that, I deliver the product, man, and everybody's happy. And there's the other thing too, is that, and people will like, I'll do something really badass, and then they'll like, well, excuse me, T-Dog, and I go by Todd too. They'll go, I'd like to change this. I go, fuck yeah, let's change it. You want to, and so you become the artist. Like I said, I become like, if you come up with something that I think is a great idea, I'm going to put it in there. So, or take it out or adjust it. So it's at the end of the day, it's not just me doing something for you. It's us creating. It's almost like you're working on it. It's just, it's a team effort.
I like it though. It makes sense too, because it's probably the shortest path for you actually to try to get something that's desirable for what they want. You know what I'm saying? Do the interview and you feel for what they're after, and then one day it kind of pops in your head and it's probably
right. Close. There's my eyes. No, yeah, you just got to listen. That's my biggest advice to anybody about anything. Just fucking listen. It makes it a lot easier. Someone sent me an email with pretty good detail what they wanted, and sent me a bunch of resource images, give me an idea what they wanted in there. I drew it up. Took me about, I don't know, hour and a half. I did a quick sketch, sent it back to them. They said, badass, right on. So now I can just go off and finish the thing and do all the refining and colorization. And it's, yeah, I'm in a zone lately. And I think I am going to attribute it to just being in my wheelhouse, being with the community I love, doing the artwork I love to do. I'm drawing all the time. I always wanted to do, I mean, I'm an award-winning brand developer. I can tell you, I can go bragging about the artwork I've done and that shit. But doing this artwork, this fun artwork that makes people smile and helps them make a living too, because you know I'm helping a lot of smaller business, I actually enjoy helping the smaller cannabis companies. It's a much more fun process, and the exchange of equivalent values not bad either.
I take it, man.
So what time do we got? I don't even know what time it is.
About 20 actually.
That's 1:20.
How late do you go?
Eagle?
That's a trick question, TDog. That's a trick question.
I'm having fun, man. I thought I was going to be too
It
tired.
actually goes
but
till 4:20. 4:20 is usually, but you're not signed up or committed to the 4:20.
oh no, I'm gonna be leaving I'm gonna be leaving you guys pretty soon. But I do want to just like remind everybody to, you know, follow me because there's always something fun to see. Oh, here's a good thing. Anybody who's hung on and still wants to enter this contest that I haven't, I'm going to do some more posts to get people excited to enter because the entry deadline is soon.
Yeah.
But I will include, because this is a favorite of my fans, I will include some form of a time-lapse image of the creation of the artwork that I'm going to do for you. So you'll have a video, digital video, upwards to maybe 30 seconds or so of me drawing your image.
That's pretty.
So that'll be cool too. Oh, here's a question.
I've got a question for you, my friend.
Do you grow out of the bottle? Do you grow out of the bottle? Do you grow out of the bottle? Do you use nutrients?
Yes, fading.
So do I. I mean, I just heard that, you know, I'm just curious about how hard it is to grow organic.
It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. Can you look in a hole and see if it's got water?
Well, that is organic, right?
Well, that's the last run I did. Smiley brought the organics here with some earth boxes. Pretty dummy proof. All you had to do was look in the hole and see if it had water. I mean, it nailed it.
That's how we used to grow.
Any easier than that?
That's how we used to grow. So did you go to the hash bash?
No.
I wish. I didn't think it was going to happen until the last minute.
Well, no,
I thought it was going to be a virtual thing.
Well, no, it was not. It was kind of a rebel thing if you went. The police were not, you know, people were trying to sell stuff. I didn't go, but I listened to Medical Monday, and Adam Brooks was on, and he was there. And no, I wasn't going to go out and mingle during right now, but they were out there. And that's good. There was a small portion of people out there.
Now that put it like that, I almost wish I would have.
I'm saying the Smiley.
The rebel thing was the whole attitude behind it. To be honest with you, T-Dog. I mean, it was rebels. Yeah, we're smoking pot. We're not even supposed to be here. You know, it would be kind of nice to see a little bit of that. You know,
no, that was fine. That was fine. But Adam said people were there like selling mushrooms, selling T-shirts. People were there. It was a normal year. People weren't there just to rebel. Come on.
Yeah, it was a normal year then.
But I'm sorry I didn't go. Wait, I'm sorry I didn't go because he said there was a guy that sold some 50th anniversary. He made it up and wasn't even that great a design. And he sold like 50 shirts. God damn it, I could have made something of it.
Well, fuck there. Honestly, they always sell tons and tons of shirts hand over fist there. That's one
Oh
of
no,
the
no,
most
when it's
popular
a normal thing,
vendors.
yeah.
People
Have you
walk
been to
around
the
with shirts,
event at the hotel?
hash bash. That's what I'm getting to, T-Dog. It's since recreational has taken over here in Michigan, the hash bash kind of faded from what it was really about. You know, the fight for cannabis, you know what I mean? And then that's why I'm saying it was nice to see a little bit of that rebel attitude brought back this year. Because the last couple of years it's been so commercial, and now that it's got the cup that goes along with it, people don't even really think about the hash bash, the daytime event anymore. It's more about the cup. Everybody I've talked to this last year about the hash bash, we're referring to the cup and not the actual event. And I was like, no, there's a fucking event that was first. This came on after kind of
well,
latching
that
on
makes
making
sense
money
though
off
that it would
it.
yeah, it did. You're right, because it kind of like it was its own event, and then Adam brought the which has its pluses for the business community, the cannabis business community. It gave them a place to, and that's pretty much what that's for. And it it allowed people to have a little place to go buy some product.
All night hotel party for weed. Nah, that's fun. I don't care who you are. That's fun right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it was just the first time he did it was just amazing. I said, this is, come on, this is like an embassy. Well, it wasn't an embassy suite. It's a Marriott. I can't remember. It's something like that. And no, and then he has to pay for the expense to get in those air cleaning machines the day after, and the staff doesn't work there for the weekend. The staff leaves. They just pretty much give him the whole place, and he just has to pay insurance or whatever. And stoners don't burn down and tear up things, so it works out fine. You just got to get rid of the pot smell.
I just feel bad for the employees now, because man, the best day of the year that they could possibly work, and they get screwed out of that.
Oh well,
that sucks.
Well, that's again part of our brave new world, and we just got to kind of swallow the pill, because there's nothing else we can do really until things kind of get traction back to some sense of people not being able to have the freedom to go out and do things. I want to try that axe thing. I just saw that. I want to go to one of those axe bars and throw those axes. Because I'm a dart thrower, and I want to try. Have you guys done that yet?
I haven't. No. It does look fun though.
It does look fun, man.
Yeah. Throwing knives.
I do. I want to smoke a big joint and throw some axes.
That does sound fun, to be honest with you.
Come on, who wants to
when
go?
you said it though?
There is no. The reason I say it, because I was going up to Flint, going up to Vehicle City, and it used to be some sort of brewery place on 75, like before you get to University, and it's now called Detroit Axe. So I'm assuming that's what it is, right? Yeah, it's got to be.
That'd be fucking cool.
It's not like it's not a company that's making axes. I don't think so. I think it's because it used to be a bar, so I'm sure it's a Detroit Axe. So whatever. So I changed the subject on you. Sorry about that, bro. There's my.
When you said it so vague, I thought you were like, because Axe body spray has like a new spray out. I thought, what the fuck? I mean, do you think it's really going to happen? The women are all going to come running and all that?
This is a real bud, dude. If you didn't notice that. There you go.
What kind of bud is it?
So, okay, we were talking about how I would do artwork, and you said you wanted a character. So let's do a kind of an online brainstorming. So, Mr. Eagle, what kind of eagle do you see your eagle being?
I see it as the good old American Eagle, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, now, but the good old American Eagle, is he smoking weed, man?
I hope so. I hope so. We see.
Well, I always like to make it. He's the cousin of he's the cousin of Uncle Sam. So we got to have like the weed smoking sibling of the American Eagle, basically, because that's who you are. You're still the American Eagle, but you're the weed smoking, weed growing eagle, because that's what the Declaration of Independence is printed on hemp, motherfucker.
I have a pretty amazing eagle across the chest, by the way.
Let me think about this, because we got to think about that. You're consistent because you do the show every night, so there has to be some sort of like, got to be a, there you go. All right, well.
So I was trying to actually work my way back to this TDog. To be honest,
maybe we actually make it you, and then you're wearing like a wrestler. You're wearing like some crazy eagle hat, it's an eagle mask or something. You're like an eagle superhero. No?
So
I like to do funny shit.
I like the idea.
I like to do bad
it should be funny.
Yeah, I think it should. Because you're fucking talking shit, so it's gotta have some irreverence to it,
So TDog, I've been trying to get back to this very question for about 15 minutes.
Oh, this is the second question.
Minutes. So we've had this question before. I was actually talking this with the tattoo guy before I left, as I was talking about you, about the interview thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know it's been hundreds of episodes since your first episode? Do you remember what episode you were on, T-Dog?
I was just looking at it. It was a while. What was it? What number?
8. Episode.
Get the
8.
fuck out of here. I was 8.
It was early. I remember that.
Yeah.
I feel honored.
Yeah, and we kind of went through this on 8. I kind of felt you up a little bit then. And we went I got to tell you something. Just so we did a little bit of this on air, but I think at the time, I don't think you thought I was going to make it this far, T-Dog.
Oh, did you think that's some thought you had in your head. I never thought. I got to tell you something right now.
I had to.
I don't do a lot of shows. So, in fact, I'm honored that that's why I was excited about being on tonight, man. You're like, this is my second time on the show. That's pretty cool. I'm no longer a solo guest. I've been on 2 times. I want to be a 5-time guest.
Wait a minute. This is 370. Guest. Oh, he would have been. This is what, episode 5 of the second season? I was gonna say, if it was this episode 8 of the second season too, that'd be crazy.
This is my birthday. Because my birthday was on the 8th, so this is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Spot. Thank you, man. Yeah. The older I get, the better I used to be.
Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, baby. No.
I like to think that's true. Very true.
It is true. So true.
better. All the way around.
Older guy.
I don't think you heard that, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I said the older I get, the better I used to be. No. It's not, the brain gets better. It's like what I remember hearing a joke by some comedian. He goes like, when you get older, like, and you want to go downstairs to get a snack and the lights aren't on, the brain goes, oh, I know where I'm going. And the toes go, fuck no, you don't know where you're going. You're going to stub your toe in the dark. The body, what I'm saying is like, no, I've noticed it. I mean, I'm still in good shape, but you just don't have the same, you can't. I can't, do the same. I can't run the marathons. I never ran a marathon.
Yeah, but the older you get, the faster you were. Like I used to race TDog, so like yeah, I was the best fucking driver. Now that I ain't doing it, right? Like
I was a sprinter.
Yeah.
I was a sprinter back in the day. I played ball, and I still play a little roller hockey. I have a pickup game on Sundays. I didn't play today, but no, I'm still out there. You got to keep on. Tell you one thing about getting older, people. You got to work harder at staying in shape. I do a set of push-ups and crunches, 4 different crunches every day. You know,
it helps.
And it's like, whether I want to do it or not, I do it every day. And, you know, and I don't necessarily want it, but you got to do it, man.
Yeah.
When you're young, you don't got to do it. But when you're old, you gotta keep the machine going. But you can do it.
I obsessively stretch.
And I do stretch
Constant.
between it. Yes. Yeah, stretching is real important. And when I hit 22, I'm not bragging, but I do 40 push-ups. And when I hit 22 push-ups, I always think of the 22 push-up challenge, honoring the 22 veterans that kill themselves a day. Military veterans are killing themselves at a rate of 22 a day. So there's what's called a 22 push-up challenge. So part of my ability to finish my push-ups is I'm honoring the military veterans who have taken their lives because of PTSD and other shit. And there segues into a really good story of how I know at least 5 military vet friends whose lives have been saved by having cannabis in their lives, by growing it, taking care of it, taking care of the other people in their lives, taking care of themselves. So that's why this medicine is for real, man. It is giving people another chance at having some semblance of, you know, it's not like life gets 100% better, but at least, come on, the time you spend with the plant, the time you spend it right after you smoke that joint, or you're doing something creative, it makes the time worthwhile. And that's why cannabis does heal, because it makes the time more worthwhile. Done with my speech. Thank you very much. Elvis has left the building.
Right on. That's cool though, the push-ups. That's hard to do 40 push-ups. Shit, man.
It is.
There's a lot of young guys.
But you get into a practice of it, the body knows it.
Yep.
Don't ask me to do 45.
Right.
I could do it, but then
Then last 5 would kill you. That's funny.
Yeah. The core work, and then I do like 4 different sets of core work, crunches, and then leg lifts, and then what's that one where you're pumping your legs out? No, but core is real important because keeping the back strong. I tell everybody that you keep your back. If you don't do the core work, that's how you can hurt your back. And listen, working with the plants, you can put a little too extra much stress on the lower back. So figure out a way not to do that, people. It's yeah.
That's me. I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I'm older, so I notice those things easier. Where you don't notice them now, but you will be.
No, I don't notice them now.
So
Was squats on that list, TDog?
No, but I'm glad you said that because I need to be including that. Because I'm not, the only leg work I'm doing is I do this thing where I going up and down the stairs because the dog is too old to go for long walks now. My dog is too old to go for long walks. So you're right. And I was doing the hockey, but I didn't do that as much because of the lockdown. So yeah, I think squats is a good idea. Thank you. Everybody, squats.
So TDog,
man.
You want to know why I brought it up?
No, I'm glad. No, you must have known. That was good. I like that.
I was taught by some older gentlemen, pass along some advice. This is what they told me, to be honest with you. Squats
and Cape Cod
are great for that lower back and legs.
Caramels are good
most
for the
importantly,
lower back too. Yes.
Most importantly, this is what's key here, is that in particular exercises help men produce testosterone, which we slowly quit producing as we get older. So
that's why they call me
squats,
that's why they call me TDog.
help keep that
No,
testosterone.
I'm the testosterone dog.
Then maybe you don't need squats.
Oh man. All right, so
I gotta roll another one.
you get up to, well, I was talking to Smiley, and maybe, you know, some events, not maybe something in the summertime, but certainly I think come fall, there's going to be a bunch of stuff to go to.
There's already one up here, the June 24th and 25th, I believe it is, up at Bigfoot Lodge. They're having their campground thing.
That sounds like a good day to do something. That sounds far enough off. Where is this?
It's camping.
Really?
It's I always say it look wrong there, TDog. It's like Lazarine, Michigan. It's just I want to say east of Grayling on 52.
Oh, that's not so bad. And what's the name of the event?
Or wait, it's 76. Bigfoot Lodge. I believe it's the Herbal Forest is what they're calling it.
Oh, so this is kind of the reboot of the Emerald Forest. I got you.
There's also another event going on by what are they calling that? It's the same people that do the electric forest, but it's an herbal forest type thing. So I forget what that one's called. It might even be the electric herb, but they've got an event coming up as well.
I do have a tie-dye deadhead. And if you go to twotokes.com, there is a tie-dye shirt with the, and that was their idea, and I loved it. I didn't even think of it. You know, I was like, put the shirt, you know, put the design on a black or gray, and then one of the people at the printer says, well, why don't we put it on a tie-dye? I said, do it. And it looks pretty cool. The only thing is I'm picky about my tie-dye, you know, colors, but some people don't mind. Some people, you know, the deadheads out there. Well, sometimes what the colors are of the tie-dye, you know. I like some versus others. I couldn't pick the colors of the tie-dye. But it looks pretty damn cool if you go to the twotokes.com. Definitely. So the deadhead. You've seen that design, haven't you? Where's my deadhead shirt? I don't think I got one here.
TDog, there was a question in chat about it where people could buy your art. Is that at that twotokes.com?
All right. It's a little not that complicated, but the twotokes.com is my current kind of t-shirt apparel site. That's where you get the apparel. Now, if you want to get my 18 by 24 signed poster of 24 strain designs and or the stickers and or a hat pin, you have to go to whatsyourstrain.com, which is my own, like, that was my site before I started doing my apparel. I haven't been able to combine them yet. I shouldn't have two sites, but it's whatsyourstrain.com, and that's what's here. I can even spell it out. That's what's with a Z, WHATZ, whatsyourstrain.com. And you can get my poster. And there's also a link there that'll take you to twotokes.com. So hold on. Oh, right on. This is going to be very talented of me. I'm going to write it backwards because the camera reads it backwards, doesn't it?
Just because that's what an artist would do.
See, that's how talented I am. I'm writing this backward.
It is pretty talented.
That's fucking damn good. That's
strain. Hard. Yep, strain.
I grab papers here.
So what are we all smoking tonight?
I'm smoking Sky Color Kush F3 from
What kind of Kush?
Sky Cuddler Kush. It's from Preborn Selection.
Interesting. I just popped a bean from, and I wasn't that familiar with the strain, but it's kind of an old school strain. It's a Savant, the breeder Savant, but it's the Shoreline cross with the Grandpa's Breath.
Is that Grandpa's Breath nasty or what?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's an amazing little strain. But now that I read the Shoreline, which puts a little like energy creativeness into the strong indica. So I'm very curious of what that's going to be. All right, here, let's see if this works. I think I did it pretty good. Yeah, there we go. What's your strain? So I wrote it backward. Oh, I didn't do the Z right. Damn it. Wait, I did the Z right. I got to change that. So hold on. Stupid.
I think Zoom mirrored your image, so it's still backwards. Am I wrong on that?
No, just the. Oh, did Zoom? Oh, does Zoom correct it?
Yeah, a lot of times it will.
Oh, that's funny. Then I'll have to. What does it look like on your end? So there.
Yeah, it's backwards. What's spelled right with it?
Well, wait. Let me do it right then. Hold on. That's hilarious. Here, I spent all that time writing backwards. ZYXWBUT.
I'm still impressed how great it looked, to be honest with you. It would have took me a few minutes.
Yeah. So, do you have a website?
I do not.
I guess you don't need one. You really don't.
So TDog, I don't mean
Here
to
we go.
bring this back to me, but we were doing a little bit of an interview.
So now you can see it, right?
There we go. Perfect. Yes, sir.
So go to whatsyourstrain.com and go to the shop page. Another cool thing, if you go to whatsyourstrain.com, I have a bunch of just kind of how I do my artwork, a bunch of cool time-lapse videos of me creating the artwork. That's always fun to watch. That's what people tell me. So ask me a question and then we can get the fuck out of here. I can go let my dog out. Just kidding.
No, I was hoping we were going to get back to that interview. I kind of reversed it a little bit, then it went south on the prelim artwork. We were doing
like for you.
Yeah. I got all
so I got a bunch of ideas. When I start talking to people, I start seeing images. I think you need to maybe you don't necessarily wear a headset. Let me see your microphone. Do you have a little, you're just doing the headset and then, okay. Right. Because if you were more of your image was like you were wearing a headset and had a mic or something like how Smiley has that over his mic. He has a little buffer there.
Yeah, that's the Smiley look. That's the Smiley look.
That's a Smiley. We'll have to do a Smiley character, man.
Oh, you gotta include Smiley. Smiley's got to be in there somewhere.
What else do I got here? So what does this sound like to you? Bedrock Boogie crossed with Grape Stomper.
Sounds good. I got a Grape Stomper cross.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot about the Stompers lately. So I did this artwork this is Blue Bloods Grow out of Massachusetts, East Coast Strong.
That's cool.
And that's their strain Shamanade. So they're a husband and wife team that have been doing it for a long time, bringing a lot of love to it. So it's how do you figure out how to make money nowadays? It's got to be crazy. Is whether it looks like a lot of people, especially with the COVID thing, had to go the way of the seed, selling the beans, selling the genetics. Just the only problem with that is, you hear too many stories where you get a whole bag and nothing pops, Who knows what that's about?
I've been on a terrible rage about that last year about breeders. I go back and forth, but I'm still against like the pollen chucking. I know everybody hates when I say that, but there's
I
so
just
many
got a
people out there
PayPal
that's
notice.
heavy-handed.
Right.
That, you know, I think we need to slow down and figure out what the fuck we got before we keep mixing, to be honest with you.
I know.
We're
It
at
is
the
getting
point
out of
where
hand.
the science is there to figure out what we got. It wouldn't take long, you know what I mean, to just figure things out and then move forward. But it's shit's
Have
getting
you seen
too
that
big.
little machine for testing? I saw it. Where did I see it? I said, holy shit, how much is that thing? There's like a little desktop machine you can test your weed on now.
I think part of the problem is what's the standard for testing too is kind of
Right.
such a variable there. Guys can be like, well, I tested.
And what are you testing for? It's like, so who gives a shit now? I'm sorry, this THC thing. I'm starting to being swayed to the school of terpenes and what kind of terpenes are in strains, and not be so concerned with the THC percentage. I just smoked something that was like 30, was tested at 31. It's like, whoa. It was sweet. It was great. Well, I don't think it's consistently that. In fact, I was designing something for it. And I was going to put 31 into the design. They said, well, it might not always be 31, so we shouldn't put that into the design, which is true. So.
Well, when I say that, I think most people, when they think of 31, they think, oh, couch lock. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, that 31 must have knocked you the fuck out. I don't find that. Like, there's times where I've gotten 30 plus and I've gotten a lot of energy out of it, but I don't think I've gotten high.
I agree with you. It's just about how do you feel? What is I remember DJ Short, I saw him he talked about sativas and indicas. And I've pretty much taken on his school of thought on that. It's like, how did he put it? He goes, indicas, sativas. How does it make you feel? You know? Period. Don't be like, it's almost like a placebo. Oh, it's an indica, it's couch lock. No, it might not be. And it might be something that makes you creative and well, not energetic, but you definitely don't want to fall asleep, you know? I mean, I've noticed the difference. I mean, I do like a Jack Herrera or a green crack when I'm working, because I find that, especially if I'm working on a computer monitor, there's certain indicas. Oh my God, I can't even look at a computer monitor. Or I don't want to, or I get hypnotized or something. I'll catch myself.
So do you work the terps in with your drawings as well? You know what I mean? Because that's a huge part of the strain, like you're saying.
You know what?
Try to work in like the fruits and the gases.
It's so funny. I love that we're having this conversation because it's come up in some videos I've been watching and podcasts. I think it will be more, you're going to see more about the terps and when I'm drawing, you know, the mycenes, you know, maybe I should start giving some characters to the terps, you know, especially based on their origin and everything like that. Yeah. Why not? Because I do want to, I mean, there is some aspect of me wanting to educate with what I'm drawing. I just don't want to, you know, I love doing that. One of my favorite things is when people say, you know, I was looking at your drawing and then I looked at it again and then I saw this. I said, yeah. One of my favorites is my Romulan one. There's a lot of detail in that kind of, you know, just kind of explains the strain. So,
well, some people interpret smells with colors. So do you think you can actually do the reverse? You know what I mean? To a person.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Smell.
Well, I'm sure it could be something when I draw it and then I explain it to them, they go, oh, fuck yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Because that's what I like to do when I draw this stuff, is just to one, to entertain, but two, to educate. Just kind of like to not educate, but just hit that chord that resonates, that it's like, you know, and that's, I know this is a, you know, it might be just me, a clever way of saying this, but when I used to do artwork for the music industry, obviously before I would design something, if I wasn't familiar with the band's music, I'd want to hear the music before I designed it, right? Well, it's part of my same thing with doing this work. I kind of got to experience the strain before I can draw it. And I would say of those 90 strains that I've drawn, I think, you know, I probably tasted close to maybe 75%. There's plenty that I haven't, and that, but the reason I did them is I knew somebody that had smoked it, and I had a conversation, or that I've read in online stuff. By the way, which online source do you like to read about strains? I'll tell you the one I like. I'm just curious which one do you what's your go-to one that kind of speaks, doesn't sound like, I don't know. I'm just curious. I don't go to Leafly. I'll look at Leafly once in a while.
Jinx.
But I don't look at Leafly. I like All Buds. Allbud.com. I like how they just matter of factly, with not too much detail, and it seems like they know have a little more insight to the medicine and its effects, the way they explain it. So there you go.
Weed Maps was doing a decent job at description there for a while. But what has happened to Weed Maps? Actually, you heard a lot about them
what
for a
has
while,
happened to Weed Maps?
faded.
That's interesting. That is a good question. They were kind of very prevalent. I haven't seen anything. So
shit, it's pretty nice here in Michigan there for a while, man. You could bring up that app and show you all the dispensaries and whatever one was on there, what was on their menu and all that good shit. That was nice.
Now I guess you just go to the dispensary now. You don't have to go to Weed Maps. Everybody's kind of, I don't know, has an online presence. They don't need Weed Maps anymore. I don't know. That's interesting.
One thing I thought was really cool,
I wanted to make
one
more announcement that is very exciting. It's kind of like we're still in a little holding pattern because he's looking for the right situation of people to work with to create the nutrients he wants. But I designed his brand. I actually posted the logo a couple times, but I'm working with Ross Rebagliati. And I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he won the gold medal first guy to win the gold medal in snowboarding in the Olympics in 1998 in Nagano, Japan. And, you know, snowboarders are known for their cannabis use. I hope you're listening, Ross. I think I might have said this. But long story short, so we got to know each other through a mutual friend in the industry. So he got his gold medal taken away from him 3 days after he won it because they found cannabis in his blood work. He was on think about this, you might have seen this, it was 1998. He was on Jay Leno because it became a joke that he had his medal taken away for having weed. He was probably at a party, who knows, whatever, for having weed in his blood work when they're more concerned with performance enhancing drugs.
I was waiting to say it.
But I still think, but he has since, and I agree with him, I think weed is a performance enhancing drug. I actually do think it is. But in a good way. Not necessarily you're going to win the race, but you're going to feel good. So
I think they admitted
well, wait.
by,
Here's the good.
taking
Here's
away
the
the
full
award.
circle story, though. This is what's so fucking cool about Ross, man. So he gets the medal taken away from him. He's 26 years old. No, he's now 48 now. It's 20 whatever years ago. And so it takes him 6 years and 2 appeals, but he gets his gold medal back. So he is an official gold medal winner.
Oh shit.
Everybody should know that. Ross Rebagliati is a official gold medal winner, but nobody knew about him getting his gold medal back. But because he was embarrassed, because he was all this bullshit, he became, by default, a cannabis activist. And if you look him up, I recommend everybody to follow him. And he's become a very good lover of the plant, meaning grower. He's not so much a breeder, but he's a great grower and producer of the plant. And he's got family. I mean, he's doing what a lot of us are doing. It's like, being a part of this culture, but also taking care of family and revenue. But he's now expanded to where he's going to do nutrients and lighting. And the name of his brand is Ross's Gold, fittingly, because he won the fucking gold medal, man. So go take a look at the logo I did for him, because I did sort of an Air Jordan silhouette of him on his snowboard, fucking holding a big cola in his hand, and he's doing air. Yeah, look on my page. So the Ross's Gold. So we're working together. I'm going to be working with him. It's going to be awesome. And he definitely wants me to do a character of him, and because that's what the TDog does. And I love you, Ross, man, because it was great when we first talked. It was like, I was like honored, because I'm a big fan of the Olympics and the Winter Olympics and stuff. And I remember the story too. So I was a little starstruck when I was talking to him, and we're talking on the phone and kind of just brainstorming the whole thing. And then when he called me a legend, that was very cool. Said, "You're calling me the legend, man? You're the legend." So that was awesome. He loved my artwork. And so we're working together. And again, I love it. That's when I like how these athletes are helping normalize cannabis. A lot of them are, I mean, not all of them, but some of them are sincere, like what's his name, Ricky Williams. And I like what Ross is doing. So
yeah,
some people have their heart in the right places. I know a lot of them jumped on the train once they retired. They're retired. What's the deal with Calvin Johnson's business? I have no idea what that's about. What's he doing? Does anybody know?
But I want to cut in for a second, though. I want to cut in for a second. First of all, you are a legend, TDog. And I thought that when I invited you on for episode 8, my friend. And seriously, that's one of the reasons I invited you on. I was like,
I don't have time to think about whether I'm a legend or not. I'm drawing all the time. Thank you.
Yeah. Secondly, I wanted to say he should be holding that, but that in my eyes was the award, the gold medal in the end, and right from the get. Secondly, I'm kind of curious on what would you do? I mean, it would feel good to have that gold, and I'm glad he's making some kind of money off the gold. You know what I mean? The term gold, not necessarily the gold medal, because that's what I'm getting at is, it'd be nice to have that medal in your hand after all those years, but after the fight, man, what is it, it seemed like it would take a lot.
I think it's bittersweet for him, sure. It's bittersweet.
Yeah. I mean, it actually cost him a lot, man. I mean, endorsements and all that years, plus the fight, the cost of the fight, just to have that award. It's bittersweet, like you say, man.
But here's the good news. Again, what's so great about cannabis is that, honest to God, certainly he's gone through all that, but he has shined through. And honestly, just having a good attitude about things. I'm not saying he ain't angry about stuff, as we all are. I could go through my stories, but the fact that, you know, that's kind of the resonating theme I want everybody to hear through this, is that we all have our trials and tribulations. But I got to tell you, I think with cannabis, I don't want to compare it to alcohol, but yeah, or opiates. Oh yeah, why not? Because it's just like how the brain receptors respond to the cannabinoids. That should tell you something, that it's natural to the human function. Do you know that cannabinoids were always in the human body until the late 1800s, when they made it so that fucking DuPont could make their paper out of trees and put the hemp industry out of business? That's the only reason why cannabis is illegal, was that so fucking somebody else could make a lot of money making paper.
Yeah.
Period.
It was other industries though too. It wasn't just paper.
Plastics.
Yeah, but DuPont was the one that had the money. They came up with the dioxide so that could make paper white, because that was the one thing hemp industry couldn't do. The paper wasn't white. And then all of a sudden they go, oh, we got this weed. And so now, how do we get rid of weed? We put out this misinformation campaign. And that's what they did.
Well, I could be wrong. Wasn't Anslinger like family in some kind of way to the Dow people? Like somewhere down the line, a husband of a
I'm sure it was
daughter or
interrelated.
cousin,
I'm not as
something like
familiar
that.
with that story, but you know, whether it's cannabis or anything, it's just about it. It's sad, but that's where, you know, it's about making the dollar as opposed to what it's all about. And where I think cannabis is about is it's all about the cannabis and making enough for a reasonable living. It's not about, if you get obscene about it, then you're going contrary to what, you know, kind of the philosophy of the culture and the plan is. So I'm not saying people shouldn't make a lot of money doing this. It's just, I mean, look at, I hate to use the example, but you know, the whole story and just with the kind of what's come out of the whole MedMen thing, you know, they just bit off more than they could chew, and then they just forgot about what the culture was about, you know. So everybody keep growing at their homes, man. That's, I think, the key. Let's just take care of our little communities, our friends, you know, grow the fire, grow the good medicine, educate everybody, have some fun art on your grow. You got to have that. And I don't charge too much. Exchange of equivalent value. So now this is all on tape for this is all on tape for perpetuity, right? I don't want to have any grandchildren. Well, I'll probably die before I have grandchildren, but but I got great nieces and great nephews that will be able to watch this into perpetuity. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I hope it stays up. YouTube.
That's the thing, is that how I wonder what they're talking about is how you preserve your legacy, your digital legacy. Be very interesting how you do that.
That's a tough one. Look at, like, say, and I'm not going down any in particular road, but like, say, Alex Jones, or even what they tried to do to ex-President Trump, you know, pull you off platforms. That could be done on this level too. You know, they could just, you think you got a legacy going?
No, well,
no.
But that could be just yin to the yang.
10
because
years,
to tell you the
who
truth.
you?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
I was just saying, if they delete in the way that things go, current memory of people and things and shit like that just seems to be like a flash in the pan with the way things move. You're here today, forgotten tomorrow. So in 10 years, if all your shit's deleted, nobody's longer talking about you. Where's your legacy? Is it going to carry on?
No one's going to delete. No, you get deleted if you are a pile of shit, not just talking of shit.
True.
If you're a stinking pile of shit, I don't mind that they turn it off. I'm not saying who you mentioned are stinking pile of shit, but I just understand the human nature of why things happen. It's not just somebody pushing a button to turn people off. You got to, I'm all for freedom, but here's my thing. You're going to learn the philosophy of TDog right now. And here I'm putting it into perpetuity. There is no right or wrong. There's just consequences to your actions. Think about that. So what I'm saying is do whatever you want to do. Say whatever you want to say. I'm not going to say you're right or wrong, but if you are more controversial, if you dive into areas that people have argument too, there's going to be consequences to that action, period. So that's all I say. So I'm not saying that's I'm going to say my opinions, and then the thing is, there might be consequences to me saying my opinions. But I think I'm pretty safe. I'm just a harmless artist. All I do is draw pictures. Oh, but I could draw pretty
amazing.
Yeah, I could draw some pictures there. Yeah. So don't you be nice to me, or I could draw them.
Are there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Now I wonder, is there a TDog like angry real? I mean, we've seen the happy side, the fun side of TDog.
Oh, I am.
But is there like some like, oh, I don't like you?
Oh, absolutely. I am. My wife can't. I am. I'm yin to the yang. I can be a real ass, but I think it's justifiable. I actually went. Here's a good. I'm giving a giveaway a little something. Someone said I went to see. I had my annual physical, and my doctor asked me, "Are you depressed?" I said, "Well, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm depressed. Look at the fucking world. I mean, but I'm appropriately depressed. Am I depressed all day long? Fuck no. I have a laugh every day. I have love in my life every fucking day, and I get fucking pissed off and angry at the world every day. So it's all inclusive. That's the TDog. Yeah, I am not just. I mean, I am a sweetheart. Fuck yes, but if I hear untruths or I hear nonsense, I'm gonna speak up to it. But I'm going to try and stay as, because I really do feel it's like you get nothing with anger. I mean, you can be angry, but you got to turn that anger into, because the way humans are so sensitive, you got to turn it into diplomacy. You got to kind of turn it into something they can digest and hear. Otherwise, they won't hear.
Anger is a gift or a curse, depending on how you use it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Blessing and a curse. Yeah. Because anger can save you. You need anger if someone's stepping on your foot, right? You're not going to go, "Oh, excuse me, please get off my foot." Get the fuck off my foot.
There's a lot of truth to that. I was going to say anger is a little bit a different perspective. Is anger is a learned response to frustration. And the actual emotion is frustration, and anger is the response we do for that. Because a lot of people think of anger as, it's an emotional response, but it's not really. Frustration's the emotional response. Anger is how you lash out about that. You know what I mean?
Anger is the way you justify the frustration. It's like you have the frustration, you can't do anything about the frustration, so you get self-righteous about it, and you just, I'm going to be angry about it.
Right. But understanding that is helpful, because then you kind of, so it just gives you that perspective to kind of take a step back maybe and be like, all right, I'm frustrated.
So how many
about this,
viewers do we have right
resolution?
now?
You know,
Because we're saying some cool shit. How many viewers do we have right
like 80.
Don't
now?
know.
Very cool. Very cool.
And look,
All right, everybody. So, oh, here's another one. Nobody has courage. Courage is made in the moment. You got to make courage in each moment. So don't ever think, I don't have the courage, because I think the truth is that it's situations and how you respond to the situation. That's where you make courage.
I think you don't know what you got until you get put in the situation.
That's right. So don't feel you got, just keep at it. Keep on keeping on. Oh, we were talking about this earlier. I'm going to recommend this. Oh, you're going to go on my giveaway. You got to go. Everybody's got to enter the giveaway. I want to hear what Two Tokes means to you. And so you can either win art from me, you can win great prizes from me, or whatever. That's all great and good. But I just want everybody to, stay lifted, stay focused on what you can do, what you know you can do. Don't worry about the shit you can't do, but you can't, I'm hearing so many people just so getting back to the anger, just so angry about things they can't change. And it's like, fucking hey, it's not like I'm not saying, because I'm in the same place as they are, but I've learned long enough that, just work on what you can do. And only complain to somebody that can do something about it. That's a good one too. That's a good recommendation, man. Well, I love being on the show, man. I'm petering out.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
So here's my answer right off the top. When I think of taking two tokes is something I do when I realize I'm having a great conversation with two amazing people. There you go. There's my two tokes answer.
You got a DM? It's
TDog. All right. It's here for the record, though. It's here for the record.
This is show 370. 370. Hey, nation, I want you to understand this guy. See, am I pointing to you right now? I think I am. No, I'm pointing to Shrek. But this guy right here has been going every day for over a freaking year, keeping this nation. It's like you are. It's almost like a little glue. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, bro. I'm too busy to like regularly watch your show, but I follow you regularly. I know you're there. Just knowing you're there and just seeing, even if I watch 30 seconds of your show or 2 minutes of your show, it's enough to just kind of just. It is. It's kind of like what we all need is, this community. And so I appreciate what you're doing. And everybody loves being on your show, man. I never thought you weren't going to make it. What did I say? Something?
No. Well, no. The reason why
I haven't really been around. It's just that I haven't really been around.
We never finished up on that interview, to be honest with you. That's why I asked. On episode 8, we never finished that interview there. That's why I asked. That was the only reason I asked.
I can't remember. You asked me to remember. What were we? We're on 370. You want me to remember 8?
Fair enough.
I love you, man. I can't wait to see you somewhere out in the real world. But let's, what we could do? Maybe let's have a little thing after I announce after 420. We'll do like a post 420 show or something.
Damn you, TDog. Damn you. I was just getting ready to ask you if you could pop on. We're doing the 420 thing.
Oh, I could come in on 420. Hours. You're doing 24 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll come on 420. Because I still have to coordinate with Adam Dunn because I'm going to announce on his show the winner of the contest. So maybe before or after. We'll figure it out.
You can echo it here. You can't.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I like that.
And especially,
please.
It would be really cool if one, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I wouldn't mind if one of the winners was from Michigan. People talking to you. So I love the entire global. I love my entire global community. In fact, sometimes, you know, the people I know in Europe, it's like, and I will do it. Like a person in Australia, what's her name? Starlet? I can't remember. She bought a bunch of stuff for me. I didn't make any money on it because the ship it to Australia was like cost as much as she paid me for it. So it was, but I love that I could send it there. So it's just getting my art. So I'm saying to the global community, I love you all, but Michigan, come on. Let's put on our stoner brains and tell me what two tokes means to you. And if Michigan wins, I will definitely make a point. It won't be because of favoritism. It'll be because they came up with the awesome, you know, reason of why what two tokes means to them. So there you go.
One last thing before we go, TDog, please. Of course, you're such a good animated character. I love your sound bites. So I got to get my sound bite from you, friend. 370. Oh. 370, if you want to throw that into your sound bite.
Oh, hell yeah, 370. 370, that has a good ring to it. And I am on that show. Peace. How's that? That good?
Hey, perfect. Perfect.
Right, okay.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right, guys.
Thank you.
And a big shout out, anybody who came in late, big shout out to the co-host, my man Smiley, who brought us into the entrance of this whole crazy conversation. And no, man, it was a pleasure, man. I enjoyed it. It was kind of like a pleasant surprise because I wasn't expecting you. So.
Me neither, man. I appreciate it. It was a great conversation. Always cool to see you, T-Dog.
All right, so let's plan on 420, man.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Have a good one. Thank you. Thank you
from my
heart.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, man. Love your nation. Educate, elevate, celebrate. Oh, hell yes. Smoke that fire.
So as T-Dog pointed out, this thing could only go on without Smiley. T-Dog, one of the first guests to come on to believe in me enough to come on and do this. Smiley hanging out every day. Sometimes even on last minute call to bail out a friend, still getting a tattoo so the show can go on. I don't have to cancel on people. You're fucking amazing. I can't thank you enough, Smiley.
No,
For the record, brother.
I appreciate it. Yeah. No, it's fun, dude. T-Dog's awesome. That was a great opportunity to even hang out with a dude like that. So, yeah, thank you.
With that being said, too, I was watching. I shouldn't have been watching while I was driving, but I was watching. And it was kind of fun to see you smiling. Not that you don't smile during the organic takeover, but it wasn't as serious. You know what I mean? You were having that fun conversation that looked like you had fun tonight. I hope you enjoyed it.
Rolling up a joint and hanging out. Cool ass dude. So yeah. No, I think a lot of T-Dog. He's definitely, his artwork's amazing. It's cool as shit, his time lapses of that too. And I was saying that earlier, it blows my mind, man. People can just effortlessly do shit like that. So it's cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, that is something cool because today when I was waiting for the tattoo guy who may be watching right now, shout out Pat, Dark Horse 2, he was tatting on somebody else. And I'm frequent enough there. I answer the phone if I'm standing right there and fucking take some messages. And I'm at home. There. He's like, hey, man, do you want to? You can work on your shit. And I was like, I'd like to learn this. So I go over the computer and I print out my shit and then start doing the line tracing. Nah, it's not that fucking easy. Not that easy.
And you were just tracing.
I did a couple, threw them aside. He came up after, just do it like this. Got it started. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm drawing construction sketches here. This shit's permanent. I don't want you going by my construction sketch. I'm sorry, brother. I'd like to help you out, but this can wait for you. It's not that easy. It's not that fucking easy. Even tracing something. I was like, fuck this shit. And so yeah, to make something up and put it in there and make it fucking awesome. Total skill.
Yeah. Thank you, Weed East, for putting up the links too. That's cool. Weed East. I don't know why I said East. My bad.
The mods are awesome. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, cool, man. We can jump out of this then and what you do, wormhole or?
Hell yeah. Got some time to make up. I'm all juiced up from fucking double espressos from that fucking coffee shop next door. Nice. I thought I'd like that, but man, they make some fucking strong coffee over there, man. That's no joke, man. I was getting the morning espressos, which are obviously way more caffeine than the other regular coffee. Man, that shit had me fucking. That's one of the reasons why he tried to put me down to start working there. I was fucking pacing, waiting for him to get done, man. All on espressos. Come on. I love that coffee shop next door. What time they close? He's like, hopefully fucking soon,
hey,
man.
Buddy, just sit down and chill, man. That's funny.
Shit's expensive though, man. Good coffee, but it's not cheap. It's not cheap, that good coffee house coffee.
So how long did it take? How long was he working on you then?
I didn't even get started until just before 6, and we went till minutes before I talked to you. I mean, I still had my shirt off when I was talking to you. I was still getting dressed.
So good 5
I still haven't even washed it yet. It actually needs to be washed and a little cream put on there. It probably looks like shit because it hasn't even been washed yet. You want to see it?
Yeah, if you want. I don't know. I want to see it.
We'll save it for the.
We'll
save it for the wormhole. Yeah. That's what I got on my shirt. I hate this reverse shit. Anyways, yeah, we'll save that for the wormhole. We don't want to tarnish TDog's episode with my bear skin. So
cool. Thanks for hanging out, chat. I'm gonna bop out. I'll let you close it out.